Hey everybody, welcome to another Age of Grogu, and I have with me as always I got Max, Jason, and Elijah. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, hey.
Hey, and how's everyone's week been, guys?
Good.
Good. It's
Yeah,
hot.
Busy,
hot.
rainy,
Yep.
hot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, it was raining too.
Yeah.
We're
Holy
living in
God,
Florida
that
and
was
California right now.
crazy.
I know it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it felt like the Philippines without the burning trash smell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was kind of gross week, but hey, at least it's cooling down. Yeah. We had some crazy stuff going on over the weekend from D23, so we're going to go through a ton of that stuff.
Yeah, big news week.
All news, very big news week. Lots of drops this week. Lots of cool Marvel and
good stuff, too.
Star
It
Wars
all
drops.
looks really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and then there's also stuff they didn't drop. So it's like it's interesting. It's like Marvel have kind of dropped out at this point. Like in the reference of they dropped so much. I think at Celebration. Sorry, not Celebration at the Comic Con. That they're kind of limited now. I think to what they can drop.
Not really. They
Because-
still have the Marvels. They still have Ant-Man.
Oh,
they
yeah.
still have a
Still
lot
dropped
of stuff.
a lot of
Right. Oh, they still dropped a lot of stuff, but the stuff that like it feels like certain things
they
have to
left that-
happen.
They left the empty
Before they-
spaces, so we're like, oh come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the stuff they did drop, like a whole phase.
Oh yeah. No. Totally. Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
the most they've ever dropped in one
Oh yeah.
city.
Oh, for
No,
sure.
totally. Yeah.
And yet we're still like, well, where's the other stuff?
Oh no, it wasn't that. I was referring to like it just feels like there is stuff that they need to present and have play out first before they can announce the next
Yeah.
set of stuff, which is fair enough. I mean, they've got so
Some
much.
drops could
yeah.
be spoilers. You
Yeah.
know, especially phase 6
Yeah.
stuff.
and
Like,
then
I
you
don't
got
spoiler.
yeah, and then you got kind of the opposite on the Star Wars Lucasfilm front because the stuff they've been dropping, they keep pushing back every time they announce a date, and they did it again with the Bad Batch. It's been pushed back to
Yeah.
back to
Why is it
January
getting
4th.
pushed back? Why do you? What do you think the reason is?
I mean, the reality was we realized and heard that Andor was pushed back a few weeks because it was going to go up opposite House of Dragons and Power of the Rings. So it basically would have meant it would have been going up against two powerhouse of the shows. And it did. I mean, both of those shows did extremely well in their opening week. And it's not to say Andor wouldn't have done just as well, but it also was a clash against She-Hulk. And I know that Marvel, from what I read, decided to ask and negotiate with Lucasfilm, from what I
On the same
understood,
team.
to not be on the same days, so so they wouldn't have this clash of opening kind of just basically reactions and people's thoughts and all that and views. So because Andor was pushed back, I think they decided to push back the Bad Batch even further because the Bad Batch was originally a fall release, which would have put it at the same time as Andor. And I think they're all starting to realize that putting two shows of the same nature or the same genre up on the same night may not be specifically a good thing. So, we've got all these pushes happening, and Lucasfilm tend to be the ones that are getting pushed further and back with Star Wars. But, that's happening. But there is a lot of stuff they did drop that was cool. So we'll definitely be chatting about that going into it, that's for sure. Actually, one of the cool things that they were talking about today, I'm going to work backwards on this a little bit here. They've been talking about the theme parks and adapting, extensions to the theme parks. And they did actually show, they had Jon Favreau on stage showing the new Mandalorian
expansion.
an adaptation, more or less.
Okay.
I think they're changing it.
Yeah, they're bringing.
I think they're reworking a little bit. I think they're
That's
getting
what I
rid
heard
of the
they're
First
adding.
Order.
Yeah. Well, they're
He's gonna be
bringing.
walking around on.
He's going to be walking around. Yeah, they showed the animatronic Grogu in the pocket. So the whole pocket and piece is all part of the animatronics that are designed to go around the park at various points in time. Well, I'm guessing around Galaxy's Edge.
So he's got like a pre-recorded voice.
Yes, yeah. Everything's I would imagine
Programmed or
pre-recorded or programmed. Yeah.
Yeah, they're wearing a helmet. They have the pre-recorded program voice.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like I'm wondering whether they're going to create a adventure because they did have the Rebels adventure with the First Order and stuff like that. So I'm curious to know whether or not they're actually going to end up by doing anything with that with the Mandoverse as they're kind of
Yeah, I think they're
slowly
going to
getting to
reskin
that.
it. I think the
Hey
First
there,
Order.
Gambit. How's it going?
There's
They
no
could do,
content with the
they could
First
do
Order right now.
They do like
Yeah.
Pele's shop where you build your own spaceship.
I don't
That
know.
would
I mean,
be
yeah,
amazing.
that'd be cool.
They just need to bring Amy Sedaris actually there, though.
There you
Else
go.
it won't have any of the
Yeah.
same charm.
She's gonna be a lady with an afro.
Bring in Pelly's droids. That'd be great.
She's gonna be a lady dressed as her, like they do with
Yeah.
Rey. You know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But
That would be funny if she was one of the characters walking around, just Pele, and she just yells at you. She's like, "Hey!"
Yeah.
Hitting on the Jawas.
That would be
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, yes.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. But the other thing they were releasing as well over at Avengers Campus was they've also built a animatronic suit for an operator to walk around the campus as the Hulk. And they they showed this is it's
Yeah,
like a
that's a
9 or
little,
10 foot. Yeah. It's interesting.
Exo Squad.
Yeah. They decided to kind of put him in a suit and everything to help hide the amount of face recognition stuff
That's
they'd have
cool.
to do. But it's still cool. I mean, the guy was walking around.
jumping suit.
This is like a 10-foot uniform. They're on stilts, obviously,
Yeah.
and
Didn't
moving
they do this
around.
before?
There's
With
a
another
robot.
character?
Have you seen the
Possibly.
robot costume that's like the same size? I feel like they're basing it on that same.
Yeah, I was
Could-
gonna
Like
say, yeah,
the
they're gonna do
Transformers
something.
at Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all out of the Disney
There's a
Imagineering.
Megatron that looks like
Oh,
a
really?
giant Megatron costume.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, but
It looks
Imagineering
good though
is
when you
adapting.
see it. The theirs is pretty limited, but I can see,
Yeah, that's it. It is
the only
very
problem is
limited.
you have to make the walking look not
Walk
so
like a
janky.
waddle.
Yeah,
Well,
it's gonna
that-
penguin walk.
I did watch it when it was live this morning, and there was a little bit of wonkiness in the arms and stuff like that. But it's a huge suit for any one person to operate.
Real enough. Like,
Oh, for kids, it'd be amazing. I mean, yeah, kids will totally dig the fact there's a
like
giant.
they buy the whole Mickey Mouse
Yeah,
and giant
and it's
costume. So
Mark
why not this?
Ruffalo's. Yeah, it's Mark Ruffalo's, Smart Hulk voice that he's speaking in. So it's cool. It's going to be cool. And the other big thing they announced also was that they're adapting the Avengers Campus. I think it was for 2024. They're doing the multiverse, and as their new display of their new setting. And they're going to introduce a character of King Thanos, and they gave a first look of King Thanos to that.
That just looks awesome.
Looks like
Yeah.
Sauron's helmet.
So I imagine that'll be also a huge animatronic piece that's part of the interactive,
Is it taking
setup.
over the whole park? Are they redoing the whole thing to be multiverse? Because that would actually be a lot
no.
safer of a gamble than what they're doing right now, which seems a little bland.
No, it's an adaptation. It looks like it's connected in the area of the tower. What's it called? The
Guardians
of
Tower?
the Galaxy Guardians Tower. It looks like there's an extension around that entire section, which will be all made up as part of the multiverse section. So they're still keeping Avengers Campus separate. They're all the entranceway separate, and all that. But they also were doing other things. I think they were doing the main water park area, not the park, but the main walkthrough area as you walk into the California Adventure section of it. Is all going to be done up as for Big Hero 6. What's the town?
Oh,
the
that's
city?
fun.
San Fran, Tokyo.
San Fran, Tokyo. That's it. Yeah, and they're supposed to be doing that, so that looks kind of fun. So there's some cool things happening there.
I haven't watched the series yet. Have you guys watched it?
I haven't.
No.
Yeah, I mean the movie was cute and everything, but
That movie really caught me off guard. It's like a D-list Marvel character. They turned into like the most likable kids movie.
yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Stan Lee's in it. It's canon.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. But yeah, I mean, before we go into the what else Disney did, there's a few other small, quick little drops I wanted to kind of talk about. Most of it's all related to Disney. This one's not. Rings of Power. The Hobbits of the original Hobbits were helping out in Force doing a
Harfoot.
anti-racial. Yeah, they were
like
doing
that.
this full on anti-racial.
Oh, that's cool.
kind
It
of
took me a
thing.
second to connect what it was for,
Yeah.
actually.
No. It was all for the
ears.
idea. Yeah, their little ears. Yeah, they're
like that.
different race of ears and stuff like that as part of the, as kind of supporting, supporting against racism basically. So I thought it was kind of a cool thing, and apparently
That's cool.
but it was just worth mentioning. Other thing that dropped this week as well. Did you guys see the trailer for the Glass Onion Knives Out?
I forgot to
Oh
watch
no,
it.
I
Oh!
didn't see that.
I
It
saw
looks
it came
it's
out.
it's a cool trailer. I mean, I'm excited to see this film, and it comes. I think it drops in November.
Get to see
on
everyone
Disney.
who's in it. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, they're in it. Oh, whoa,
Yeah,
who's in it?
Dave
Oh,
Bautista's in it,
lot of people in
and
here.
everybody. Yeah, no, it's a great cast. It looks cool. Completely different setting than the original, from the first one. But if you get the chance, worth checking out that trailer. But I just thought it was worth
like all
mentioning.
the-
Daniel
budget,
Craig was
yeah.
so good in the first one.
Yeah, he's the only returning character, of course, from the second.
I mean,
one, but,
that makes sense. I
yeah,
get why they didn't want to bring back the Keith Stanfield. Like to.
yeah. I mean, I know they're doing the third one back to back with the second, so I imagine it'll be again a whole brand new cast of characters.
Yeah.
But other things that happened, of course, Disney Plus Day dropped, but on top of that, they actually did release the assembled making of Thor, which I still haven't sat and watched yet. The making of
Yeah, I
it.
haven't watched that either.
And they did drop Thor as well, Ragnarok. Sorry, God, I did it again. I meant Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder,
yeah. And then they dropped the Obi-Wan Kenobi, A Jedi's Return, which we all kind of did a review, a reaction to, watching. It was interesting.
Well, it's just me and you. That's
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah, it was
I
too.
was
Damn,
really
that's it.
Did I
Oh yeah.
watch that?
Oh yeah, it's like. Oh, have you guys watched it yet? Shit.
No, I haven't
No,
watched
I
it
don't
yet.
think I
Oh, you
have,
haven't? Oh,
actually.
okay.
I forgot
It was
about
cool.
it.
It was cool. There's nothing cooler than seeing like the
Just-
lead actors and the directors
people
standing
getting
in front.
emotional. That's
Yeah,
all
it
really.
really was. Yeah, it was nothing
We
hugely
did this so
special.
long ago, and we're coming back to do it.
Oh, it was.
That's all.
It was,
That's all you guys.
yeah,
do.
you're right. It was, but I got emotional into it. It was cool.
We got none of those videos from like Billy D or Harrison Ford when they did the sequels. Now they're doing the everything from the Clone Wars. All those people.
Yeah.
It was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yes.
Have
yeah.
you seen Billy D do any interviews lately, though?
Oh, I mean, he's
Yeah, he
nearly
barely
90,
gets
so
to
the
he's
second.
getting up there. He's definitely getting up
He
there.
has to sit down in all his scenes.
Yeah. Well, as I said, he's getting on. And then they also dropped the Andor first look, which is the same trailer they dropped in the theaters when Rogue One was playing.
So good. That's a good.
That sounds good.
And it shows a whole scene that was worth checking out if you haven't. I mean, the series comes out in 10 days' time, so it's like we're almost there. We're almost ready for
That's
Andor,
awesome.
and I'm ready for that. But yeah, there were just kind of a couple of things they dropped on Disney Plus Day that were worth mentioning. And then Disney Expo 23, D23.
We were getting live updates from Brent the whole
Yeah.
weekend.
I was
Yes.
I was like, cool,
wanted
I
to
need to
keep.
look. I need to look it up.
I wanted to
Better
keep
than Twitter.
notes of things. I was actually keeping notes on myself just so I could have stuff to talk about today and things to pull. One of the cool things they were talking about, this is the Tron ride, which is coming out in, I think, 2024 in Florida.
something for all the old people to do.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
who's
it looks
interested in
cool.
Tron outside of like anyone?
Well,
our generation, right?
I think
I
they're
Tron
going to
was
be
surprised that the first Tron was deceptively long ago when you think about it.
right. Actually, I think
Not the
right.
year I was born.
Yeah. Right at this moment as we talk, I think Bruce Boxleitner is on talking about Tron on the Disney D23 day today. And I don't know if he's talking specifically about the ride or whether they're going to do other series, animation, whatever. But I think Disney are trying to keep Tron alive. It's interesting because I was never
A
huge
property
fan
they
of
want
the
to
first
keep.
one.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Remember their
Yeah.
failed like sequel to Legacy? And they had like a whole campaign, it's like Flynn
really?
lives, and it was like they filmed all this promotional stuff for it,
Yeah.
just didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
oh, I don't remember that at all. Actually,
Yeah, they're trying to
Yeah.
generate interest to get
Yeah.
backers, and
Yeah.
people just were like, "Nah,
Like-
Flynn's dead."
Yeah. Well, again,
We got out that was
Yeah.
a cool Daft Punk soundtrack.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And going back, actually, Tron Legacy is not bad. I like it.
Yeah.
Going back, it's so sleek.
Yeah. Other things they showed up there, I just pulled some images offline, guys, which was the Lucasfilm booth, which they had a lot of the costumes on display again.
oh, it's like the same as
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
And then they had some actual production art from Indiana Jones 5
That's
on
cool.
display. which,
India.
Did you guys
Yeah.
see the photo of Harrison Ford and
Yeah.
Juan, whatever his name is? Ki Kwan.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that was a really cool photo.
Yep.
Them
Hang on,
hugging.
wait. I got it right.
Oh, you have it here.
I got it there.
I figured you
and
would. That was a
I've
great
got.
photo.
Yeah, hang on a
Like
second.
a side by side with like.
And if this is the first time that they've seen each other since that would be amazing.
Yeah. Which kind of counts up the theory that
He's in this movie.
That is in Indiana Jones 5. There it is.
I was hoping
my
he was
God.
going to be in Crystal Skull at some point, and he was not. In Crystal Skull.
Yeah. This just makes me really happy.
I know. Look
it's
how happy they are.
It's just so funny. I mean, it's like, but
Shorty.
Yeah,
someone posted a side by side with a set photo of them on a.
Yeah, nah, it's that. It just makes me so happy just to see like they were there because he was Ki Kwan was there because he's promoting Loki season 2. Yeah, because he's in it.
He cracked a joke while he was on the panel. He's like, "Is this the Indiana Jones panel?"
Yeah. So it's like because he and Harrison were there at the same time period at the Lucasfilm.
Okay.
Between Lucasfilm and
in the green room,
Universal, the green room, they were backstage. And so
that's awesome. He picked the right time to get back into acting, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's doing
Crazy Rich Asians. He was just like, "Oh, what?
Yeah, he's like,
what?
I can act again."
He's been doing so well. Yeah, he's been doing so well recently, which is great.
Plus his comeback movie, he was like, I think he was the best part of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was amazing.
It was
I mean,
the heart of that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as much as I loved the film itself, it was good to see that comeback and everything.
Yeah,
but
since Encino Man.
Oh yeah, wait, was he in there?
Yeah. He's
wow.
Yeah, he's a small part. He's a friend.
Oh, I
completely forgot the computer club.
Wow. Really?
Oh, I guess
he gets linked to join the computer club. Yeah,
it's been a while.
Because
that was his last thing in between all of that. That was
Sean Astin's in that movie. He's crazy. He gets buddies.
They're buddies.
It was like a nice reuniting for Goonies.
That's funny. But yeah, they showed some production art from Indiana Jones and some costumes and stuff, which looks cool. I mean, this is about all we know. I haven't heard really too much.
A lot of India stuff I'm seeing, just from what I'm trying to speculate.
Yeah.
Could be like an Indian myth, a Hindu kind of myth. They always cover like some type of god in each movie.
Yeah.
So it could be like some Hindu or maybe even Muslim.
There was a trailer that was shown to D23 audiences, so there's been a few descriptions here and there and stuff, but
that means we should get it very soon, like before.
No, it'll probably be at least 6 months.
I don't know.
Months?
I mean,
I'd say around 6 months.
After showing it here, after showing a clip at D23?
Yeah, because they want it to remain exclusive for as long as possible, so people
possibly
pay next year.
Like, remember how long we had to wait for an Infinity War trailer after they premiered it at Comic-Con?
I mean, they're still doing that with these trailers,
Doctor
Strange and whatnot.
I mean, they just did it with like Mandalorian, right?
But there was a time that Lucasfilm, I guess in George Lucas's time at least, that they would tease and do a real small tease a year in advance. And you'd just get nothing more than maybe the title and maybe a shadow image or something like that of something. Or a
how early on did we get the Phantom Menace trailer? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd get a tease here and there and stuff like that. And I would kind of, I mean, they're keeping away from that from Star Wars now. It'd be nice to see something maybe drop at the beginning of Black Panther. I'm hoping, but who knows? I mean,
it's not necessarily like the beginning of movies anymore where they premiere trailers these days.
Yeah.
You know, that was like a decade ago. That was the case. But now it's like Jimmy Kimmel Live or something like that.
Well, do you remember what Marvel tried to do? They tried to do it after the movie. They had the Avengers trailer at the end of Captain America.
Oh yeah, that was great though.
That trend did not catch on.
They did that with Spider-Man. When the Multiverse of Madness was premiered, the first trailer was premiered after Spider-Man.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, it was.
They do.
That was the first time they did it since that Avengers trailer. Yeah. Which, going back to that Avengers trailer, it's so dated because they have like pop music playing. Oh, it's so gross. Even the end credits of the first Avengers movie has like a Soundgarden song.
Yeah,
really?
Singing.
But you still sat through the end credits back then, and people who didn't came back to the theaters the next day so they could just see the end credits scene. I mean,
but I'm just saying, like, we did sit through it. We endured it.
Totally, yeah.
But
yes.
going back,
we
like that when the credits come back, you're just like,
yeah,
so bad. They're still finding their footing even after the end of Phase 1.
Yeah. I mean, I still have my hopes up that we'll see an Indiana Jones trailer, around November time.
It'll probably premiere on Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, again, it's like, that's the sad part. It's like they are definitely going for the ratings. I mean, I know when they did the Kenobi stuff, it was all because they were waiting and holding out for Entertainment Magazine or whatever it was to do their last run. And that was their first look, and it's like, it takes.
When has it not been like that though?
Yeah, I guess
it's always involved with that. This is show business. Was it like lessening the art by showing out Entertainment Tonight?
They did that back in the day, even with like the Michael Keaton.
But we still had
the Michael Keaton Batman.
But we'd still get
Life magazine.
Yeah, but you'd still get a teaser trailer, and as I said, when I say teaser trailer, it's less than what we see in a regular teaser trailer these days. It was really just more the title. Something, an image, and that was that was it, and just enough to make you go for next year kind of thing. And it was always like a year in advance. You'd always get something kind of just enough to tie you over, and I kind of miss that that little tie. Granted, it shows you nothing whatsoever, but it just may even give you a title of the film.
Dude,
I don't know.
Now we have teasers for the teaser.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we do.
That
teaser one,
yeah,
3 seconds.
Yeah, that 3 seconds. It's like
you see on like Instagram.
Why? That bugs the hell out of me.
Because this is what the media is now. It's just changing with that. We're not premiering these trailers in the theaters anymore. It's like YouTube just dropped the trailer. Let's all watch it on our phones.
Yeah, that's the point too. Yeah. It is.
But you could be disappointed. That's just how it is now. You just got to go.
Yeah, I know. But there was a great time when people they would drive people to go to the movies to see their trailer in the movie, and they always picked. Remember they picked the worst movie, the worst people. Remember when Episode 1 came out? They put it at the beginning of some terrible movie, and Star Wars Episode 1. This is and nobody went to see the movie except for the trailer. Then they'd leave right after the trailer ad. So, Jason's back in again. Yep. There you go, Jason. We're back in.
I was thinking when they used to project important like media moments onto the Times Square billboards, like the finale of Seinfeld aired on the Times Square billboard.
Right. Yeah.
I think they did that with Friends too.
They did that with
Friends. They did a few stuff like that.
It's a changing world. It's a changing world, Willow. And speaking of Willow, they had some costumes on display too, as well as a cool trailer, which we'll go through.
The trailer looked pretty good.
Yeah,
that actually makes me really want to watch it now. That trailer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Totally. Just jumping through a couple of the quick Disney animated stuff before we go through with that too. They also dropped on the first day. Dropped a trailer for Disenchanted, which goes straight to Disney Plus, I think, which looks kind of cute. I mean,
I liked the concept of the first one. That's good
stuff.
Yeah,
yeah. It was a fun, cute film.
They took on the whole first generation of princess genre.
Yeah.
I believe that's the only Disney princess that Disney hasn't trademarked the likeness because it's too much for them to. If they don't want to pay.
It looks too much like Amy Adams.
Yeah, they don't want to pay Amy Adams to use the likeness.
I know, right?
They don't market.
They'd have to sue Isla Fisher.
Yeah. But aren't all the Disney princesses technically animated at this point? Is Princess
She's
Leia
the only
official?
I think she's the only official non-animated princess that debuted non-animated, but they don't use her.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren's not animated, so.
I know. There's this weird. I'll find the article later. I'll send it to you, guys. This weird thing where they don't use her in a lot of marketing or anything else because they don't want to pay.
Yeah, she wasn't in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't use that character in anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it is a separate film that hasn't had any other tie to any other, stuff. But I'm glad they're doing a sequel. I mean,
that's all the Disney princess movies.
Yeah.
All their own thing.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, they dropped a trailer, like a full trailer for Hocus Pocus 2, which looks cute. Same thing. Running off of its what's it called? Its hype from the original film.
Yeah. It's like Ghostbusters. It's like the current Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Just a new generation who gets to experience
a new Halloween movie for people.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It'll be a new instant classic, I'm sure. Then they dropped. They only dropped a poster for this for Peter Pan and Wendy.
I've seen a lot of people talking about this.
Yeah,
That's
In
the
what
post
sense?
I've seen shared the most among just like people who don't follow a lot of movies and stuff like that. Just
Right.
normal, just friends
That's
of
pretty
just
cool.
Facebook posted that.
I'm pretty stoked about that. It's gonna be live action.
It's gonna be live action, yeah. I meant I enjoyed the 2004, I think it was, Peter Pan, but it wasn't 100% Disney. But this is gonna be purely based off of the original Disney, so maybe it'll do better than Pinocchio.
So
which
we'll have
didn't
like
do
asshole
too well.
Peter Pan.
I don't know. I mean, who knows? Yeah.
Peter Pan was an asshole in the cartoon.
Yeah, he was a bit of a dick, wasn't he? Yeah. Then they dropped a trailer for the National Treasure series that I watched the trailer for. It actually looks halfway decent, I gotta admit.
I thought that was Zendaya at first.
Oh,
I haven't
really?
seen that yet.
Yeah, because I saw it on the phone, like a small little thumbnail that you sent.
Yeah.
It's like, who's that?
Yeah. No, I mean,
I can't believe Nick Cage isn't in it though. That's the only thing
I know that was.
How do you get Justin Bartha but not Nick Cage?
Yeah. That's
in a show. Maybe he'll make a cameo.
Hope so. I mean, it'd be cool, but it's
like he'd be on board with this, right? Did they even ask him?
I had no idea.
I think they just didn't even ask him.
You probably want to distance.
It's ridiculous.
Disney wants to distance themselves from Nick Cage for some
Possibly.
reason.
Why? He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
No, right? Maybe they're offended with Mandy.
Mandy.
Like, oh no, he's in Mandy.
That's doing too many R-rated movies.
Yeah.
That's too much for us.
Either way, I was surprised by the trailer. It surprised me. I actually kind of was like, okay, that looks kind of cool. I saw that they also dropped the Percy Jackson TV series, and I never saw the films.
Awesome.
The trailer didn't do anything for me as
oh man, if you read the books, it does it does just enough.
Really?
Oh, so they're just like redoing it, huh?
They're doing it looks like they're gonna do a book per season.
It's kind of like how Golden Compass was made, and then they did his Dark Matter.
Okay, all right. Well,
kids actually age with the show, which is
okay.
Awesome because the movie they were like
it should have been, right? Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, there were kids in the books, and that was the whole. That was what made the books good. Is that the you kind of age with the characters,
like Harry Potter kind of grew.
The last movies kind of got the last movies got kind of lost in the whole Maze Runner, Hunger Games kind of genre.
Really,
like it did for me. I feel like they were just trying to make it like another Maze Runner.
Right.
Yeah, no, they're trying to make it a little too young adulty without realizing that the story was initially about children.
Okay. So yeah, it should be a Harry Potter, like what you said. That's how it should be, age-wise.
Well, I couldn't exactly grab I grabbed the idea of what it's supposed to be about, but I just didn't quite connect or resonate with what they were showing. But it was such a small teaser trailer that it's like
my niece was into that. Because she got into Greek mythology, and then that opened her up to Percy Jackson books.
Those are good.
It kind of just like blends it in and within a context that you understand. So you get like a good knowledge of all the Greek mythology.
When were those books even? When did they come out? Because they weren't around when I was a kid.
They were around.
I don't recall them in Australia.
I want to say they started coming out when I was
2000.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably around 2005.
Hey there, Mug. How's it going?
And I read all of them when they came out. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
2005 is when they were published.
I was right. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Yeah.
This is something that's animated that will get Jason kind of all excited and giddy. Zootopia, the series, are doing a 6-part series that gets released November on Disney Plus for Zootopia.
Oh, look at that! They got like a young the Godfather coming to America. The Godfather character is Shrew.
Right. That looks cute. I mean, I enjoyed the movie too. So
I like Zootopia.
It was
so
a fun
cool.
film.
I just like the D&D scene. That was just the best scene.
That was great.
They bring
so funny.
I was surprised watching Zootopia how they just kind of brought in racism into the mix.
Oh no, that was
great.
It was a solid film. It was a solid animated film. Yeah.
And I think it's just. This is a branch from the Robin Hood universe. This is just later on.
I do like that
my headcanon.
From the 70s animated Disney.
Nick Wilde is related to Robin Hood. He's a far descendant
of
him.
There you go.
That charisma. I see it. It's similar to Robin Hood.
That gives them the excuse to remake Robin Hood then in the animal film.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be cool. But the thing about Zootopia, there's no birds.
There isn't?
It's all mammals.
Huh. Interesting.
No domestic animals, no farm animals. they're all just like wild mammals.
Maybe they died out with Robin Hood. I don't know.
Right? I don't know, but there was like it was a really complicated thing, like
right,
because I feel like they went for realism, like in areas that they could.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I like that movie because it just like shows what it would be like.
Yeah. Then other big one they dropped the trailer for was The Little Mermaid, which is my favorite animated Disney film of all time.
That movie's gonna do crazy numbers.
Yeah,
I can already tell.
The controversy alone.
The controversy alone.
Well, it's also been in development for so long.
It's
They've been
so
talking about this movie for
it's like pre-COVID, right?
Yeah,
this movie, I think it was announced 3 or 4 years ago.
This been spending a few years putting it together, that's for sure. I meant it's definitely they've been taking their time with it. So for the most part, most of the live-action Disney films have been more or less a direct carbon copy of their animated story, and for the most part, that's bothered me, with the exception of
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, which I love what Jon Favreau.
Well, that was the first one.
Yeah.
Of like when they were just doing blatant copies.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. But that wasn't also a blatant copy. They did their own
a lot
thing.
more heart in it, though.
Yes, yeah, that's what these other films are missing is heart.
It was still an honest movie, and it was like and it's also like a great step for like special effects too. It was
special effects was great, and each actor wasn't doing like a riff on whatever was done previously. They were bringing their own thing to the table.
Exactly. It still had a vision, and then when they brought around like Lion King.
Oh, it was Aladdin, actually Beauty and the Beast was first. Yeah, that was
garbage.
Yeah, I just couldn't.
Emma Watson's auto-tuned voice.
Yeah. But where I was going with this, if this version of The Little Mermaid is a carbon copy of the Little Mermaid animated film, it actually wouldn't bother me because I do enjoy that character. I enjoy the story, of this character.
Who cast Sebastian?
I don't know who they have actually
it's
cast.
David Diggs.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually not that bad casting.
That's good casting.
I was saying they should go the complete other way and cast Sebastian Maniscalco as Sebastian.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
He's a very angry Italian comedian.
Okay.
You need someone who could sing though.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, I guess, huh?
Wow.
No, I mean he just does the I don't know, the talkie bits Under the Sea.
Hey there, Chris. How's it going? Yeah.
But David Diggs and I guess what's his name? Hamilton. Or they get some Hamilton people up in there. That'd be cool. Yeah.
But either way, I mean, I don't know the release date on that still, but I think it was next year sometime. But I don't know. I'm excited to see Little Mermaid. I think it'll be good. I'm sick of hearing controversial things about race. I'm done with it so much at this point in time. It's like it just.
This is America.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And I'm fine that the Little Mermaid is black. She's got red hair still. It's like, there you go. It's no, I think she's going to be a great. I forgot the actress's name, but I think she's going to be great.
Halle Bailey.
Haley Bailey. That's it.
I could not read her name without seeing Halle Bailey.
Haley Berry. That was that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
It's like the same first name, but like a different last name by just a little bit.
By
just a little bit.
Yeah. But she's definitely.
When they announced it, and I said, I read Halle Berry's Little Mermaid, and I went, she's way
a little old. Yeah, no,
I saw a tweet where someone just thought it was her, didn't even look at it, and was like, first of all, she's not the right age.
That would be a fair complaint. If they're like, Halle Berry's gonna be the new. Little
well, they were
Mermaid.
also complaining about her skin color and her age. So this is an idiot.
Well, I mean, the age thing does make sense. It's kind of a coming of age story, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's got to be like a teenager. Yeah. Like, how old was Ariel?
16. Well, like 16
16,
yeah.
Imagine modern day Halle Berry as a 16-year-old Ariel.
All the princesses are like around that age.
Yeah. But then one of the other Disney, actually this is Pixar.
Adult in the 1800s.
They dropped a little piece for Elemental, which kind of looks interesting. It's supposed to be really good. 2 different elements that become in love with each other or something like that. So Disney.
A forbidden love.
A forbidden love, exactly. And then they also announced Inside Out 2, which is kind of like, okay, first one was cute. I enjoyed it.
I never saw that movie.
I liked it. It's good. There's a joke that goes around where like
Anchorman.
Every time,
John,
like
the Flash.
Who's that? What?
Anchorman said he had an experience meeting the Flash yesterday. The OG
He met John Wesley Shipp. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Maybe later, Anchorman. We've actually got a really filled day right now. It's actually kind of crazy. We've got so much we want to go through, and we want to break down some trailers. So maybe at the end, I'll try to pull you in, man.
What do you think this Inside Out Tuesday? So you're gonna be a teenager. There's gonna be some weird emotions.
Yeah.
Well, because wasn't the
PG-13?
There was always a joke where if Riley was a boy, it would be an X-rated movie.
Oh, really?
It would be NC-17. Yeah. If it was a boy.
I assume they're following the story of Riley. I don't know. Maybe they'll. I mean, it'd be weird to take another person being a young sister or a young brother.
Well, yeah, because we established these emotions who are cast as like Amy Poehler and all that, So I feel like it's gonna have to be her a little older.
A little older, yeah. It makes sense.
More dynamic emotions.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that could be quite funny as well because a teenage
there was a joke.
Could be kind of funny.
There was a joke I saw on Twitter. It's like, all right, what are we going to introduce a new emotion? Horniness?
Yeah.
Played by Danny DeVito.
That would be hilarious.
I love that DeVito's voiced by Danny DeVito. That'd be awesome.
That would be funny. And then the last thing that they kind of announced on the Disney stuff was Wish, which is supposed to be the idea of a character, a new introduced character. She ends up by finding a castle or something like that allows you to make it a wish, but then she wishes and ends up by ending up in all the other Disney universes,
like Kingdom Hearts, some sort.
Like Kingdom Hearts, supposedly.
Yeah, I think it sounds a lot like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. But I think that they didn't show very much. Supposedly it's coming out next year, but they didn't have a trailer for it. But I'm kind of excited to see where that goes because this is for their 100th anniversary too, because Disney is at 100 next year, or October of this year. It turns 100 for Disney productions and all that.
You think they'll cover the racism that happened in Disney?
I doubt it.
They'll probably cover that up or not talk about it.
Yeah, they'll probably not talk about it, but I think it will definitely cross over.
Prompt in the beginning of the movie, like they do with Dumbo.
Yeah. I think they'll be doing like they will cross universes to give you the imprint of everything. I'm guessing. So I don't know what the story will be about. I'm sure it'll be a good story, but I think it'll be kind of fun.
That's a fun concept, and it could either be successful or fail really badly.
Yeah,
I mean, say that with everything, but
you could. I mean, it's their 100th. Well, because it's the 100th anniversary. I think they'll do something pretty big and special with it. But that was all the animation stuff that kind of
century with Disney, huh?
Yeah, it's just kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah. But then they dropped the Lucasfilm panel, which they dropped a lot of cool things.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's kind of funny. They put the Bad Batch in there, but they really put it in there because they pushed the tape back.
Some of that stuff didn't show a lot of stuff, right? Like Skeleton Crew didn't show anything, did
it? Skeleton Crew did show an image. Which actually I'll bring it up a bit later. I was going to go into, I think we lost Jason for a second there, but they did, as we saw before, they dropped Indiana Jones 5, some images, and they were talking a little bit. They actually showed a trailer to the in-house audience. So supposedly there's some younger defacing of Indiana Jones, of his age and everything like that. But there's that whole rumor that it's time travel. I don't know if it's that or whether it's telling another story from a previous era of Indy's life.
It'd be weird for time travel to be in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. Time travel would jump the shark again after he just did it in a fridge.
Yeah, I don't want to see it to be a time travel episode, time travel movie. That would be weird.
Could you imagine if he time travels though in a fridge?
In a fridge, that would be
just awesome. To double down.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
That'd be kind of funny. Time travel back to being in the fridge. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the purpose with time travel would be for an Indiana Jones story.
Yeah, I don't know why they would.
Except for it being an artifact of some sort. Except for it just being an artifact of some sort, and who but because I assume it takes place, I believe it takes place in the 70s. There's very little of mystical elements that are out there in the 70s that exist that
What psychedelics, dude? Come on.
Well, I'm just saying.
People always chasing after
an 80-year-old Indiana Jones,
right.
confident he
time
traveled.
Well, they're still uncovering things at that time, and
as Jason to the Star Wars.
As Jason did as Jason did point out, the actual production art looks like it comes some production art from India, and I guess India still had a lot of kind of things to explore in the sense of archaeology and stuff like that.
I was trying to think, it's like, what are the Nazis in the 70s? It'd probably be like Russia.
Yeah. But there was that. They ended up by dropping a new trailer for Andor. They had some of the cast on stage. I don't know if it's worth... I'm not going to bother jumping into the trailer for Andor that they dropped again, because it's coming out in 10 days' time.
Yeah.
And the reality is they didn't show exactly too much more than what they've already showed already in the trailers. So we probably got like 2 or 3 small scenes that are different than what was seen. So I don't think it's worth running into that again since we're so close.
Over
but
the bigger
looking forward to, again, the cast was on stage. They were talking. They were obviously, from some of the footage I saw, that got dropped online with the actors talking about their roles. They all enjoyed it. They all had a great experience, and they were looking forward to bringing season 2 forward, which I believe starts shooting in the coming weeks, from what they said. So they are getting close. Then they kind of jumped in and they decided to show us a new poster for Willow, but then the trailer. So I figured do you want to break down, kind of look at the trailer and kind of talk about it, because we haven't really talked about this. So let's show this trailer for Willow, and I'm gonna have to keep the volume down so we don't get
That's fine.
whatever. But most of it was visuals anyway. So yeah.
It looks great.
It looks,
it does
look great.
Oh,
this
yeah.
really stands out to me, and this looks like something I want to watch. I know I've said I'm not into the fantasy stuff, but this definitely has something.
No dragons in it.
Well, Willow was slightly different, and this just looks like a really good sequel to it.
Oh, totally, exactly.
I think
it's just The Hobbit done by Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks more visually interesting than the new Lord of the Rings, even though Lord of the Rings has a much higher budget.
Right.
It has a much more appealing look to it. Like, the last Lord of the Rings, I was so bored.
Yeah.
Same. Oh my God. Yeah, same here. Me and Liz were just like,
for episode 3?
On yet?
Yeah. I'm straight up saying that was a bad episode.
Yeah, it was a little slow, yeah, I admit.
Some good action, I guess,
cool.
if anything.
But besides that,
this looks awesome.
Yeah,
it's Lucasfilm.
It's targeted kids, so we're not going to get the the Lord of the Rings or the House of Dragons style of dramatics and stuff like that.
It's just a visual.
I love the
little sprites.
Roland.
Well, if you think about it, fantasy is traditionally made for children. It wasn't until like Game of Thrones did they really introduce like adult themes, like incest.
But
like that's what made Game of Thrones special, because it's like, oh my God, it's a fantasy. There's dragons and there's nudity, equal male and female, and that's rare. But everything before that, all that was geared towards kids.
Beastmaster.
Yeah,
Beastmaster and Conan the Barbarian. Never mind.
Yeah. Conan.
Holy crap, Conan.
Red Sonja.
I guess maybe that's what it brought back. That.
Yeah.
I mean, no, those were more like sword and sorcery. While Game of Thrones is a lot more like high fantasy.
Well, it was Game of Thrones comes from sword and sorcery. But it's just thousands of years after all that stuff. It's all in the same timeline. It's just a grounded version of it, and then slowly introduce the magic.
But there's also a lot of heart behind Willow as well. It just it was
like Beastmaster, a lot of heart.
Yeah.
I felt emotions and mostly because of the animals.
It's just
Well, that's Temple of Doom. Oh yeah,
a lot of heart. Boom, boom, boom.
Conan the Barbarian had a lot of heart and heads rolling.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's series of Willow comes out in November from
haircut.
Lucasfilm. I'm looking forward to catching it. The movie meant a lot to me when I was younger. It was it wasn't the greatest fantasy film of all time, but it goes back to the heart of it. It had a lot of heart. And
actually, speaking of Conan, Disney recently lost the rights to Conan, which I don't even think the wider Disney knew they had, because Marvel had the rights to Conan for a while.
Oh, really?
And they just lost them in the last 6 months.
What the hell is Disney gonna do with Conan?
Exactly. That's why they let the rights kind of lapse. So they sold it off.
Yeah, let it go to HBO or something.
Right.
They can make it bloody.
Yeah. And
violence.
Yeah.
Man, I watched
Roy
that
Thomas
movie.
Is still alive.
Movie I
Right,
watched
Conan
young too.
Hmm.
I watched that like 3 years old, man.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian. There's cannibalism. There's so much nudity.
Yeah, there's
He's like hooking up with that chick that throws her into the fire. Oh, that's so awesome.
That was a great soundtrack.
Love that movie. Jesus.
Basil Podoros
movie's sick.
Did an awesome soundtrack too, which I've got.
That movie's like a van painting.
Yes, Rosetta painting.
It's like a cover of Heavy Metal magazine.
Yes.
Very different from Willow, but yeah. But yeah, in the end of the day, Willow's going to be fun, I think. I hope.
We're talking about Willow, man. We're talking about Conan the Barbarian.
I know you are.
Brent.
I know you are. I'm tying it back to Willow. The other thing that Lucasfilm had announced was actually, this is something that came earlier in the week. It was they've actually getting the actor from
What's his name, Brent?
Lee Jung Chae. Lee Jung Chae, I think it is. Yeah. But yeah, he's been from what's it called? Oh,
Squid Games.
Squid Games. Thank you. Yes. And he is going to be in the Acolyte, which is cool.
You guys, is it just me, or did he remind you of like an Asian Judge Reinhold? Like when I was watching Squid Game. Right?
Now that you say that, I can see Judge Reinhold as
had the same energy.
A little Reinhold action, a little 90s Reinhold.
So me and Liz kept thinking, like, oh, Asian Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice that Lucasfilm were not afraid to take from overseas. And that was always the thing with George Lucas. He would always travel the world looking for specific actors.
British actors.
And he would look for no, but I'm not just saying Star Wars, but he would look for whether it was, Young Indiana Jones
Donnie
Chronicles
Yen
or any of that.
In
Rogue One. Yeah. And it's great that they will take talent who have become big from overseas and not be afraid to, even though their speaking roles
like
may
your
be
Alan
smaller.
Guinness and your Peter Cushings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, kind of, but you know what I mean. But there's that. They also did announce, jumping into Ahsoka, they also announced that
such good casting.
Emra, I can't pronounce his name either, but
what do you mean? Iman
Estefani. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Just sound it out, Brent.
He's going to be I'm terrible at sounds, but he's going to be the new Ezra Bridger, and with the exception of
exact nose and eyebrows,
absolutely, and everything just looks perfect for Ezra Bridger.
It's just dye his hair blue. He's good. He's good to go.
His hair, even his eyes.
Doesn't Ezra have like blue tinged hair?
No,
bluish hair, right?
Well, he had black. It's black hair, but to represent black, they usually animate blue as a reflection.
I always thought it was supposed to be like a little blue tinged.
No. It was always black.
Blue too.
Oh no, it was black. Look, his hair's kind of got a bluish tinge to it. With blue lighting. That's it, yeah. But I'm just saying, I think, I don't know what his performance is like. I haven't seen his work and other stuff, but I trust Dave Filoni picked.
But just visually,
he hasn't done a huge amount.
Spot on.
I know they were rumoring that it was going to be Aladdin.
I actually read a story about that.
Okay.
What happened was that the Aladdin actor really wanted the part. Mm-hmm. He self-campaigned for it inside of Disney. They let him do a self-tape. And he said it didn't get further past the self-tape. So his team basically spread all the rumors saying that he was cast them.
Really?
Yeah. And then now he's saying Disney didn't give him a fair shot.
Oh, man.
That's probably the team gave him the worst shot.
They did let you audition.
That's not how that goes.
Yeah.
That's equivalent of going to like the shop with your mom and filling the cart up with toys. Yeah. So it's like, she's gonna have to get it if I fill the cart with toys.
Yeah. Well, the rumor had it with the original actor that they thought was going to be cast as Ezra Bridger. Raul I forgot his name, Raul something or other. Apparently, he turned it down, saying because it was going to be only a bit part, not a like lead role. That was I don't know if that's true or not, but it's like.
I mean, I can see him thinking it's a bit part, for the Ahsoka show.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, the show's Ahsoka. It's called Ahsoka for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did show a few images from the Ahsoka shooting. So Dave Filoni was up on stage. I think we've seen that image
before, though.
Huh?
I think we've seen that image before.
This image? No, this is a new image because they pulled this specific one up online for it.
It looks familiar.
But they also pulled up this image of Sabine Wren standing in front of a painting that we see at the end of Rebels, which is exactly the same as the painting that we see. It is exact. Yeah, it's crazy.
I like that. It's like connective tissue for the animation.
Yeah, well, it's Sabine Wren's artwork. She's an artist, and the idea is that her style is very stylized. So it kind of makes sense that the animated art that she drew in Rebels is the same animated art we see in real life, which I think is great. I'm fine with that. But then
I thought that was a great twist on that. They could have very easily done like a different kind of mural and make it look more like the actors, but instead they made it look.
I like that they did that. Yeah.
Totally.
That character design.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it also ties in with right at the end of Rebels, the series finale. It's the last shot where Ahsoka appears before Ezra as Ahsoka has just got information on where Ezra might be. And of course, we saw that at the end of during Mandalorian season 2, when she's fighting the magistrate and gets the information from the magistrate about Grand Admiral Thrawn, because we know that Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, because if we see Ezra, we're seeing Thrawn for sure, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
kind of a guarantee.
Well, I would laugh so hard if they find Ezra and just Thrawn's dead bodies next to him.
I doubt that. I doubt that very much. Here's where I think the collective tissue is going to go. I feel like that they're going to use Thrawn as that collective tissue that will connect it to later on for the sequel films with the First Order. It wouldn't surprise me if Thrawn is a connective tissue to be part of the first
universe big bad. I think he's going to be. Yeah. I think Moff Gideon's kind of like the prelim to him, and I think once he comes in, he's going to be the Thanos of the Star Wars universe
I feel
for a little bit, where he's going to bring in different ideas of connective tissue to take him down.
I think so. I mean, the other thing, as I said, it feels like for them to create a thread line through to the First Order, it wouldn't surprise me if Thrawn is the beginning of that First Order link of creating a new empire.
That would be pretty.
And it makes sense.
That would give it some agency for sure.
That would exactly, And I feel like that's the direction they either will go or need
to patch those.
That would be interesting to do that, and then show someone in like Thrawn's lineage down the line to do sequels to the sequels.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing with Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, literally. I think do it. I think people respond well to the idea of legacy in a family. It's one of those ideas, especially in Star Wars.
In Revenge of the Sith, and you hear someone say Antilles.
Yeah.
You're like,
I think people, especially in fantasy, people respond well to the idea of lineage.
Oh, absolutely, I mean, if
we're
Thrawn
getting
is
the Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah,
they just say the Stark. Everyone's like, oh, they said Starks.
Yeah.
But there was a Lannister. There were 2 Lannisters in the last episode, so we're like, oh.
Yeah, but if Thrawn is the Empire's version of the First Order, the creation of that, then that makes sense to me, and that would make a more stronger sense as to why or how a First Order was developed, because someone like Thrawn was even though it failed, he would still be at the beginning a key.
He filled that void that the Emperor was gone, and so
that's it. Yeah, they need something for the next
person who's fit enough to run everything.
They need this threat in the Mandalorian universe, whether it's in the Mandalorian or beyond the Mandalorian story, to be a through thread that will connect Luke Skywalker in future years and all of that kind of thing as a story point. So it'll be fun to see if they are going that direction. That Ahsoka is just a small stepping stone toward the story of Ahsoka is to the
I think there's going to be some sort of crossover event with Star Wars. I think they're kind of watching how Marvel does it, and they're slowly realizing we need to bring a few characters together to kind of tell a forward story.
We're in a weird place with Star Wars where there's no main line anymore, like the trilogies anymore.
Right.
Yeah, they're just telling different stories. Oh, Mandalorian is the most
all side stories.
But
that's still like a pretty because I guess Luke's involved. So
that's the most you get Mandalorian would be mainline series.
It is
everything else evolves
Star
around
Wars.
Boba, Ahsoka spin off of it.
It is their tentpole right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's their heaviest hitter. That's their MVP.
I think they only have 2 seasons left. I think if you look at the way the sun's setting,
I think season 4 will be in. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless there's another sun.
No, I think if they don't officially announce season 3 as being its series finale, which because they haven't already, I feel like there will be a season 4.
They're gonna milk this to hell, man.
They will.
Stop it when you need to. So they can move into something else.
Star Wars knows how to do that.
No, but I absolutely, of course.
I think they'll return in 10 years with the Mandalorian Christmas special, but
Star Wars has been milked since the very beginning. It's going to continue.
Yeah. If they're going to pick up, they're going to pick up with Grogu 500 years in the future, and 100 years in the future or something like that, and base it around Grogu and the Mandalorian Jedi, because that's where the
I don't think it will be that far. I think they'll just use it to tie into the sequels, and they'll just be like they'll have Rey meeting Grogu.
Yeah, maybe.
It'll be as simple. It'll be as simple as that, and they'll be like, that'll get people back on board with these characters that they forgot about.
Yeah.
Yes. So are they going to do another trilogy? What's that going to be?
Eventually, the next movie coming out is
keep talking about that, right?
Standalone movie.
Good to see you, Liam.
Yeah. Right. What do you think, Brent?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, they're going to do another trilogy, like a mainline trilogy, like they have
feature films.
Yeah,
not for the Skywalker saga.
So that's it. That's how Skywalker goes out.
I think that'll be
Skywalker saga's done.
Yeah, Skywalker saga's done.
Established. I think they need to start a new saga down the next.
So now they're in uncharted lands right now. Star Wars is.
Yeah.
It's just all side stories right now until.
I mean, they could take the Mando universe and develop something live action from it, but I don't know if it needs.
But not main line.
Yeah.
I think they might need to do that though. Is they might need to turn a lot of the characters and ideas from Mandalorian to their next trilogy.
Possibly.
And bring something around it, because that's the one thing people are responding to.
Absolutely.
If they try to start a new trilogy right now with all new characters like they did with Force Awakens, I think at this point it'll fail. They'll just fall on their face again.
It won't be received as well. It may or may not. I think if they have any choice to do that, they should pick the High Republic, because it is huge in the books.
Well,
there is a lot of interesting content that I've been following up and reading about that people have read in the books, that seem like it's got some very strong merit to creating a whole brand new era of Star Wars. But that's fine.
Yeah, I just worry that the High Republic doesn't have the look that'll be familiar enough to people that they'll connect with Star Wars.
I don't think it needs. I think that needs that change from. You
think so?
Yeah,
no, but that's what we like though. That's why Mandalorian's doing so well.
Yeah, we're actually going to go through
that look
because it takes place in the genre of Star Wars that we like.
Right.
Yeah.
If you go too far ahead, we're like, nah. They bring it back to the original Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Once you take out Stormtroopers and you take out the idea of what the Sith are really could do, when you take out a lot of the ideas, I don't think people will respond well to it. Yeah, I think especially once you have completely different ways people dress, the way lightsabers look, the way Yoda acts. I think people will.
But the idea with the Sith from thousands of years ago was that the Sith were masters at creating super weapons, and they haven't seen that since till the Death Star. So imagine an era where the Sith are at their height because they've been creating these super weapons to control people in the galaxy. I mean that would be an immediate response and threat right there, because the Sith have always been in hiding within the early Star Wars realm until the Emperor, but then that's it. It kind of
I think they definitely have a way to tell cool stories there, especially with the amount of Jedis they have and the amount of just characters they have.
I mean, that's good for like a video game that works great, you know.
Yeah, and they need to start. They need to soft launch it in like video games and like animated shows before
they should look at. They should be looking at what makes the video games good. I think working with something like that, which I think Acolyte is kind of venturing off to Skywalker Saga. So
that's it. We're going before the Emperor, before Palpatine. So I think we're going to get our first reaction to how that's going to play out.
But I think they're going with what's good with the video games, because honestly, that is some of the best Star Wars content we've gotten in these past couple decades.
Once you put, I think you're right, but once you put Star Wars in the era that people are most responding and familiar with it, then they're gonna that's what they're gonna respond to the most. What they respond to with Star Wars when they see a stormtrooper. I think.
It's the reason why Mandalorian does so well, and why that's why Rogue One is the best out of all those other films too.
Right.
Because that is set in the world of Star Wars that we were still enchanted by.
For sure, yeah. So Max, they dropped this image here, which is also from Ahsoka, and it looks like this is enhanced, so it's overexposed, but it looks like she's in either a Jedi temple or. People have been saying, apparently on set, the rumor is that the World Between Worlds is something that's going on the set of Ahsoka, which would be kind of surprising if they do that.
Kind of has that aesthetic with all the lines and the circles.
Yeah, it really does. But the Jedi temples were always big in Star Wars Rebels. I thought there was some great stuff.
The walls, though, that the constellations and stuff look.
Yeah, but the idea is that when things move, when Force users are in a space, they can move them and they connect. It's like a giant puzzle. I
think it will be a Jedi temple. I think that makes the most sense. I think she'll probably talk to Ezra through a Jedi temple before we see him on screen.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, I'm liking the imagery coming out of Ahsoka. This is one of the last image this is a production art, I think it is, from Ahsoka.
That looks so awesome.
It's definitely
endless pillars.
Yeah, a Filoni thing. So I'm extremely hyped for Ahsoka. They showed the one image here from Skeleton Crew, which
it's definitely Jude Law.
Yeah, it's definitely on. Jude Law. Yeah, definitely Jude Law. It's definitely on the volume.
Although the butler bots or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Door droids.
Doorbell. Yeah.
Yeah. Jabba's door droids. That's all they would show from Skeleton Crew. They're getting close to nearing the production end. If not, they just finished apparently from rumor. So I guess we'll get to see a lot of that happen in the next year or so.
Nest security cameras need to make little door bots like that.
Yeah.
So you get like a Nest security camera that can just like pop out of your door.
I'd like a HAL style one.
Yeah.
That looks like HAL. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think Grammar Rodeo's about? I mean, sorry. What's the Jude Law one?
Skeleton Crew. Yeah.
Skeleton Crew. What do you think that's about? I think it's about a skeleton crew.
Well, all it is
sure.
he takes
like a bunch of kids running a spaceship.
Well, he takes in kids, but now rumor. I think, mind you, this is just rumor and internet rumor, so take it with a pinch of salt. Supposedly, he's more sinister, and he's actually looking for kids to begin the First Order. Is the running rumor, which I wouldn't take much.
That's a fan theory.
I don't know.
I don't believe that. I don't think they would do a show.
A bit grim.
Yeah, I would be.
It's also there's not much there as a plot.
That's boring to me.
But you can see there's
I wasn't
definitely
excited
kids in the
about
background.
that.
Yeah. There's kids in the background, that's for sure. So we know there's kids in this story.
I think it's going to be a smugglers type story where they're just going to be, doing that kind of illegal Star Wars stuff.
Could be.
I'd like to see that, because I think what the fans receive well is like the criminal underbelly of the Star Wars universe. I think that's what a lot of people like. Well, I think we're starting to like bounty hunters, all like the little stuff, like the rebels. I think we're liking that more than Jedis, because Jedis are boring. You gotta admit, they're pretty boring.
Well, I think they're just using the wrong Jedis right now. I think if they did like a Yaddle solo movie,
a Jedi's not interesting unless they're conflicted, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Like if they just straight up Jedis, they're boring, man.
In the game with
Calcastus,
what's the maybe
he is.
He is. Yeah. That's why
he's the closest to Gray we got.
Yeah. Well, that was going to bring me to the next section. Is let's check out the trailer for Tales of the Jedi, which they also dropped yesterday. Oh, yeah. I might actually. I might put the volume up a little bit up on this one.
Yeah, this
Dooku reminds me of Alan Rickman.
Yeah, I'm going to put up the volume just a little bit up on this one, but we can talk through it.
He's like, can we go Snape with Dooku? That would be cool. I think people will like that.
There are 6 short stories, 3 of them around Ahsoka, according to Dave Filoni. That looks like Padme's funeral, of course. And this is young Count Dooku, who's in front of the Jedi tree, which we see in the Clone Wars.
You got like Mowgli story of Ahsoka's.
To a certain degree. I've already seen the full episode of that, which is a beautiful, like, 12-minute long story. They showed it at Celebration. But we've got 2 other stories around Ahsoka and Anakin. And Anakin's still pretty young there.
I guess we get to see Anakin, meeting Ahsoka and starting to train her.
Yeah.
See that young Qui-Gon Jinn.
It's young Qui-Gon Jinn that's there. Who was
that
Dooku's
nose
apprentice.
bridge.
Yeah.
Got that Liam Neeson nose.
Yeah. But there's some beautiful. The animations just gets better and better when it comes to the Clone Wars related stuff.
Yeah, it's getting a little better. I just don't like how bouncy they are.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
But that's just me. It's just my opinion.
It's the stories, though. It's all about the story. Oh, actually, that image was from Ahsoka. Sorry, from this. It wasn't from.
Doesn't what's his name? Dooku look like the actor that plays Polka Dot Man?
A little bit.
That's kind of yeah. I can see that.
So we've got ourselves a Inquisitor here. Supposedly, rumor is that he's the 6th Inquisitor. He
looks like he's straight from a video game.
Yeah,
right?
He looks like Darth Nihilus a little bit.
He's actually apparently based around, and there is a bit of controversy right now because people are saying that it's not, but he's supposed to be based around from the Ahsoka novel, an Inquisitor that Ahsoka Tano comes into contact with, and this takes place then. That story means it takes place after Order 66.
If
there's Inquisitors, yeah. Right.
But sorry, I'm just reading the chat there. But there's some really cool short stories. They're all from Dave Filoni. He literally said at Celebration, these are the short stories he would write when he's traveling on a plane going from one part of the continent to the other, and he'd write these little stories down. He picked 6 of them, and they decided to go ahead and animate them in the Clone Wars style of fashion. And of course, some of them take place before we see, I'm going to assume before, even between episode 1 and episode 2, I guess, with Dooku and young Qui-Gon, maybe even earlier than that. And
it's way earlier than that, right?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it probably is actually.
Because Qui-Gon's still like a Padawan.
Good point. Yeah, because
it would have to be
Dooku,
way before.
Yeah, that's it. Dooku's not even. Oh yeah.
So
way
this
before.
is going to officially be the first Star Wars canon that takes place before Phantom Menace.
Yes, it is. Yeah, before Acolyte comes out, and this series drops in October 26th.
What are the eras? What do they call them? Like, don't they BC or in the Star Wars universe they have like
a timeline.
The timeline. It's like the Endor. Don't they start counting after Endor?
Before Battle of Endor. Yeah.
Or no, or is it?
Used to be
Yavin. It's like
BBY. BBY before Battle of Yavin.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, BBY is before Battle of Yavin. I think it still goes on those terms. That was
the New Hope is the turning point.
Yeah.
That was the Jesus.
Yeah. Liam Neeson's son is playing young Qui-Gon.
Legacy.
Yep, that's it. And then we also saw in there Yaddle as well, which was one of the characters from.
I want a Yaddle solo movie. I want Yaddle year one.
I don't know if there's enough interest to actually
see
origin
story where it turns out she's a serial killer who's hiding in the ranks of the Jedi, who gets found out by Yoda and disappears, and that's why we never see her after.
She does die in the books, in the canon books, apparently. But
yeah, I know, but
they want to get rid of her.
But
it was
ever
a
again.
mistake.
Just
they were
never,
just like,
right. But at the same time, Dave Filoni.
I want to give Yaddle a dark story where she just disappears. I'm like, well, there's this dark Jedi serial killer around. It looks like a female Yoda.
Yeah, but Dave Filoni has a reluctancy to rewriting the new canon. Unfortunately, well, fortunately,
I think a lot of the people who work in the Star Wars TV show and the live action don't consider a lot of the books canon. They consider a lot of them fodder.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of the ones that,
Hey, Kobe, how's it going?
A lot of them are just tie-ins to TV shows, and they're not really consulting.
Kobe!
Television crew.
Yeah, where were the Hoth sequences filmed? They were filmed
on
Hoth. No, wait. Were we talking about the live-action sequences or the miniature sequences? Empire Strikes Back.
All the Hoth.
The live-action stuff was shot up in the Netherlands, I think it was. Was it Netherlands?
No, I'm not going blank on where it was, but somewhere, European,
Yeah. I thought it was the Netherlands where they shot certain sequences.
That doesn't sound right. I'm
disappointed that you don't know this, Brent.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue, and I want to say it.
You're letting us down.
It's up there somewhere, but anyway, yeah. But the miniature stuff was shot up in San Francisco at that time.
Colby, you'll have better luck on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
than asking us.
Google can tell you.
I'm pretty sure it was Netherlands, but Holland, Denmark. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, so I mean that's the Tales of the Jedi. We get 6 episode short stories between 10 to 15 minutes long each. They're going to drop them all at once, so it'll be a one-off special on October.
To watch every episode.
Hopefully, but Dave Filoni kind of did not he kind of said this is really just a one-off thing, and I think it was just a matter of.
It does well.
Interesting.
If it does well, they'll make a season 2, and I'm sure
there's a lot of Jedi who just are not that explained in the wider canon very well.
Oh, absolutely,
to the general audience.
I could sit and watch Tales of the Jedi and pick any of the characters you see in Episode 1 who are sitting in the council room who have nothing to say.
Like, I'm surprised he went with so much Ahsoka and Dooku. When there's a lot of Jedi.
Ahsoka is his baby character.
I know, but there's a lot of Jedi who really don't have that much in canon backstory anymore.
No, totally, absolutely, yeah. No, totally. They could rewrite it. I mean, I'd still like to go, hundreds of years.
I could see a whole episode in Ki-Adi Mundi.
Oh yeah.
That would be weird.
I believe there is. There was a story apparently that Dave Filoni said he had a choice to do a story with what's his favorite character? The Jedi.
Is it the one that dies in the plane?
Yes, yeah. Oh god, what have I forgotten? Yeah.
With the mask. I'm
Plo Koon. Yes, and apparently
he was supposedly the best Jedi starfighter and just died like that.
Well, he
didn't know, man.
He was.
That's a sucker punch. It's like going up to like a fighter and sucker punching them. Yeah. I know, so much for their force, though, huh?
But he was Ahsoka was delivered to him as a child. He was young Ahsoka's first kind of apprentice, and they were basically Dave Filoni was torn between doing a story about Ahsoka as a baby and where her origins were, or doing a story around Plo Koon's first teachings of a very young Ahsoka.
I almost would prefer that. Plo Koon's such an interesting character.
Exactly, yeah. So ultimately, it's like, do we get that if they do a season 2? And I think they will, and I would like to think they will, and I like to think yes, that story could exist. But Dave Filoni definitely was adamant about there probably isn't going to be a season 2 on this. It's just a one-off thing. But again, it depends on how well it does. Right now, the interesting thing about the 3 trailers that they dropped, which was Andor, Mandalorian Season 3, and Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi has had the most views on their YouTube channel than the other 2.
There's a severe lack of Jedi content coming out right now. And I think,
people are driven. Yeah.
Some people are kind of like saying, well, I like the Jedis in Star Wars. Let me see more of the cool lightsaber ninjas.
But, it is actually fascinating.
Space wizards.
Space wizards. Yeah, I mean, right as of this very moment on Star Wars on their YouTube channel. Hang on, I got to check this up now because it was amazing. It blew me away yesterday how quickly it jumped up. Yeah, right now, Mandalorian Season 3 has got 2.7 million views, Andor's got 1.7 million views, and Tales of the Jedi's got 3.1 million views. So
yeah, I think the Jedi definitely gives it a bump.
Yeah, and so it's still
the Clone War fans, the cartoon fans.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like, yeah, you're right about the idea that people want to know more about Jedi, and it's weird, isn't it? It's like they're limited to the amount of Jedi they can tell stories about in the Mandoverse.
Well, everything's compartmentalized in the Star Wars universe right now.
Correct, exactly. Yeah.
You got your bounty hunters, you have your rebels, and you have your Jedi.
But because
they need this, I think they
just need a droids show.
Yes,
they were supposed to. They were supposed to, but they announced it 3 years ago.
Yeah, right.
It was 3 years ago, wasn't it?
We got nothing. It's up there with Lando.
yeah. That's not happening.
Yeah.
That was before Solo came out, right? Was that before Solo came out?
It was after. Yeah. It was after. I think the problem was Donald Glover got way too successful, and they weren't anticipating just how successful he was. I think it just didn't make sense economically to get him. They didn't want to recast it, and their idea just didn't work without him.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, to speed this up a little bit, let's jump into Mando Season 3 trailer, which they also dropped.
What did you guys think of the new theme song? Because the theme song...
I liked it.
It's darker.
Yeah.
It? Well, yeah, listen to it as it's going along. Hopefully we won't get into trouble by playing this, but yeah. So they do a bit of a recap here, of course. So
this is the one that you saved? You are as a
that chanting. It is kind of weird.
Yeah. I like it.
I like you got a new egg.
Yeah, it's got a little little nightlight too. Yeah. I like this chanting. I think it's great. I as a new
definitely gives it a tense tone.
Yeah.
Vasquez rock formations.
Yeah. So here we are. It looks like we're under the waters of Mandalore there. No more. Yeah.
Shocked Mandalorian face.
Yeah, we got some really cool space battle sequences too. It's just like it's gonna be awesome. Of course, Bo-Katan on a throne, which is
she's gonna be the villain, isn't she?
Yeah. I like the new looks of the Mandalorians too.
Man, I had a chance to be one of those Mandalorians. I missed out.
Damn
Strike Hawk number 6.
Yeah. But if you saw there, it was.
That's so cool.
This is so the dropship. It looks so good. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
And how did you
there's one Mandalorian forgot to put fuel in his
a couple of Quarky and monkey
lords around.
Yeah.
Sexy Necto.
Grief Karga's doing very well. And of course we got
Babu Frick.
Hang on.
Yeah.
A young Babu Frick.
We don't know how old his race goes for, but yeah, you're right. At the sunset the sun's setting on. Yeah, the sun is setting. Maybe
dusk.
I think it's deliberate.
It's gonna be dusk.
Yeah. So interesting little fact here. The original release date from Star Wars Celebration, they said that Mando Season 3, I think it was going to be dropping in February of next year, and now apparently that's been taken off the release date. So apparently they're no longer February for Mando Season 3. So it's going to get pushed.
Now, right?
It says, it just said, wait a minute, it said, when was it? For streaming 2023. So they're not giving an exact.
I wonder if they're trying to avoid Pedro Pascal's other show, The Last of Us, because that's going to be HBO's one of their biggest shows next year, and I wonder if they're trying to, give him some distance between his shows. Press-wise.
Bubba Frick is back. Yes. Damn. Yeah, it's gonna be. Season 3 looks like it's gonna be the most intense season for Mandalorian. There's a lot going on there that. We're expecting a battle with Mandalorian between Mandalorian at this point.
What's more iconic than Mandalorians fighting each other at this point?
That's it, yeah. But to see it in live action is going to be awesome. So,
there's one Mandalorian who looks out the window and is like, "Oh, they're fighting each other again."
Yeah. No, it's I'm very excited. Hopefully they'll drop it sooner than later, but because now they've pushed the Bad Batch back to being January 4th, it means that you would have a clash of shows if they continue Mandalorian Season 2 in February. So I'd say that they're going to push it. I would say we won't see Mandalorian Season 3 until the spring at least.
Yeah, I mean that's the show. They could have that in the can for as long as they want. They can release it anytime. It'll be successful.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to. I think they're probably thinking about planning their release schedule around that. Around their other.
Well, not necessarily. It depends on whether anything crosses over or connects into either a Book of Boba Fett Season 2, which is still rumored to be moving forward, but they didn't announce.
I think Ahsoka will be the only thing that will.
Or Ahsoka. Yeah, that was the other thing.
Plot wise.
Yeah. It feels like Ahsoka might be picking up closer to backstory from the end of season when we see her in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. But it's hard to tell. I mean, she
could get both, you know.
We might get both. Yeah.
Throw it all in.
Yeah, but either way, it's going to be fun. Yeah, and then with all that, we also got all these Marvel drops as well.
I think Marvel kind of showed up Star Wars yesterday in terms of drops and what they're releasing. I think a lot of the Star Wars projects looked a little samey for the trailers they released.
Yeah.
Like Andor and Mandalorian. I think, Marvel, for the first time ever, they're really experimenting with some different tones.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't show as many trailers as they did
especially
on
with
Comic-Con.
the werewolf one.
Yeah. Well,
announced some stuff.
Werewolf, Secret Invasion. Everything's different. Everything's a genre take right now. Well, not everything, but a lot of it is. And then Agatha's going to be that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they all kind of have been, huh? Every show is kind of different in that sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, totally. That's what's making it fun and diverse to watch because it's kind of fun.
We're leaning into not only genre but niche ideas in genre. Ms. Marvel's idea, the Disney Channel version of a sitcom.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Never Have I Ever mixed with superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sorry, I was just trying to queue up something. But Marvel started their panel. They started off by doing Rogers the Musical live on stage in front of everybody.
The one song.
Yeah. Huh?
There was probably so many people in the audience so annoyed by the end of it when they're like, didn't even get the Fantastic Four trailer. We had to sit through Rogers the Musical.
Yeah.
Wait, go back up. Let me see that picture.
Yeah.
Let's see the costumes.
Yeah.
The Hulk is just
look at the Loki top hat. He looks like the witch doctor from Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
The Loki costume.
Yeah. Either way, it's kind of funny that they actually did that on stage, for the audience they were watching. One of the first things they went into was Wakanda Forever. Apparently they showed a new trailer there, but it was like an exclusive for people who are there to see that. But then they ended up by dropping this surprise, which I had heard rumors about, but I really just didn't take any thought into it. Werewolf by Night, which is going to be a Halloween special.
Short.
Yeah, a little horror short.
I think it's going to be an hour long.
Oh, wow. That would be fun.
It's the directorial debut of the Spider-Man's composer. What's his name, Brent?
Michael Giacchino. Okay,
that's close enough.
It's close enough. Yeah, it's Michael Giacchino who does a ton of music. He did the Star Trek movie soundtrack. He's done
Batman.
Prolific.
Batman. Yeah, he's done tons
Prolific
of incredible
composer.
Soundtrack. Rogue One, he did the soundtrack too.
Now he's taking a shot.
Director.
He's doing a genre take, which is like 1930s to 50s horror mixed with like a whodunit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to being your first, because you don't really have to take it that seriously. It's still a parody of something.
It almost looks like
there's a lot of leeway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's kind of walk through it. I mean, I don't think Liam has seen this either, but I'll put the volume up a little bit.
Feast your eyeballs on this.
There you go. Alrighty. So let's check out this little trailer here. So yeah, it's
so much good stuff in here.
Yeah, this is really weird. Yeah, it's like totally retro. Yeah,
it's like a Quentin Tarantino Grindhouse trailer.
That's what I was telling everyone yesterday. It was like very Grindhouse,
or like a Grindhouse trailer.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's old black and white style of filmmaking.
I mean,
Tarantino didn't invent that.
Yeah. the funny thing is, people are complaining about the visual effects, and this is like you missing the point.
Don't get it.
They're supposed to look cheesy and bad.
Yeah, I was hearing all those critiques.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they completely missed the point.
I love that little skips they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that actress? I know her face.
And they even have like the little reel change, the cigarette burns in the corner.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It could be as violent as they want because the blood's not red.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Does they see that Cthulhu?
No, it's not Cthulhu. Someone corrected you in the
No, it's
YouTube.
Man-Thing.
What? It's
that Man-Thing?
It's Man-Thing? Oh,
Man-Thing is what he said.
Man-Thing.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Man-Thing.
Looks like Cthulhu.
Yeah.
He's got the three.
He's Lovecraftian in his style.
Yeah.
This is the first time they're ever even mentioning Man-Thing or even trying to bring Man-Thing in, right?
Yeah. This is the first time Man-Thing's first appearance. But they did show more Man-Thing art at the Avengers campus ride.
Oh, really?
Liam, I'm going to disagree with you there because if you really look at some old black and white films and stuff like that, of especially horror films and, Night of the Werewolf and all those old ones, they're really pretty weird and shaky, and quality camera and everything like that is perfect for the film style of that era. Yeah.
Basically, what he's saying, Liam, is that you're wrong.
No, I'm not saying that.
You're not entitled to your opinion. Your opinion's wrong and it's dumb. I'm just joking.
Anyway, that's Jason's opinion.
That's
but
cool.
No,
we're gonna see Man-Thing.
Yeah, that's what's supposed to be.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Is he just gonna be a vision or what?
No, I think he's gonna be there. I think Man-Thing's gonna. This is supposed.
I have no idea what to expect from this.
From what the Wikipedia says, it says it's a society of monster hunters gathered together. It mentioned Ulysses. I can't say that name. Ulysses and Elsa Bloodstone, who are just some dope monster hunters in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Them and a group of other people are trying to they gather to hunt a beast, right? And so it looks like they'll be bringing in Man-Thing with it. They're going to be bringing in Purple Knight's going to be the main creature.
He's saying it's not shaky enough. Gotcha. Okay. Fair.
I wonder if we'll get a Moon Knight post-credit scene, considering Moon Knight appears in Werewolf by Night comic.
He's part of that genre.
Yeah, that was the first thing that crossed my mind, actually,
it looks
when watching this trailer. I wonder if there's any connection.
He's also another monster hunter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like they set it up like a kind of a whodunit, kind of mystery.
Yeah.
Mixed with monster.
Yeah.
Monster mystery.
We're gonna
new genre.
See that soon because that's coming out. I think they said
October.
October, yeah.
It's gonna be out in time for Halloween. I'm excited.
That's it. Yeah. No, it's gonna be fun. TV special, straight to TV, not a feature film, but it's just a one-off story apparently. But it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited to see Elsa Bloodstone live action. She's like one of the most underrated Marvel characters of all time. Mm-hmm. She's just like I think she's the premier monster hunter that doesn't get used enough.
Right.
So she's a she. That's why.
Yeah.
She was in the. They did do a one-shot for her in the Death of Doctor Strange when he died recently.
Oh yeah.
She got like a one-shot tie-in.
So
Teenie Howard, shout out Teenie Howard.
Yeah. I kept thinking that was like she looks like Eva Green, but it's like a younger actress playing her.
Right. So the other things they dropped Armor Wars that we're talking about, which is going to heavily involve
Secret Invasion is going to be tied into Armor Wars.
Yeah. Quantum Mania, they had a few of the cast up on stage. They weren't really showing. I think they showed something for Quantum Mania for the live audience, but again, we didn't get the luxury of seeing anything.
Jonathan Major's outfit.
Yeah, I was just thinking, what does he have in those giant pockets? Because they do look filled with stuff.
Yeah.
It's like he's carrying a mallet and an anvil.
Yeah,
he looks like a cartoon.
Cartoon, yeah.
Your grand piano.
And then Loki, and again they introduced Ki-Huan as I don't know who he's playing actually, but he's going to be in Loki season 2.
Wow.
Can't wait.
Which is going to be cool. And then they jumped over into Echo, and they had the cast up on stage, and obviously Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be in that.
Yeah.
But then, then they jumped to Daredevil, and they had these two up on
they
stage.
had the Daredevil logo for the first time.
Vince, just stay on stage for this next segment.
That's it, yeah. So it's interesting. So they showed some scenes apparently from Echo, and one of the comments that came out that I'd read was one of the scenes showed Kingpin with a eye patch over one eye. And as I was saying to Jason on our reaction we did the other day, that kind of does go back to my original theory of when you heard the gunshots go off Hawkeye, thank you. Yeah, when Echo is shooting at Kingpin, you hear two sound effects from the gunfire. One of them sounds like it hits something solid, while the other one sounds like it hits nothing, and it goes off. There's a different pitch of the bullet sound effect. So obviously one of them gets him in the eye.
Still a reach, Brent. Still a reach.
It's not a reach. It's like if she goes to shoot and he grabs the gun, the first one hits him. The second one
basing the Kingpin on coming back based on sounds, when everyone's just talking about the source material that he's coming back.
The source material is he gets shot one in both eyes, right?
He coming back. He's just gonna have an eye patch in some manner.
Yeah,
but Brent's
but doesn't the comic book
the sound of the gun?
But the comic book he loses both eyes, right, Max?
No, he's temporarily blinded.
Oh, temporarily blinded.
It's honestly he doesn't. Neither eye pops out of his socket.
Oh, really?
He just gets two white bandages over his eyes, and then that's like a whole thing for an arc. And then the next person that came in was like, he's healed.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think there's something else that heals him, but they just wrote it off eventually as it happened, but he's better now.
See that now question.
Use Extremis to bring back his eyeball.
Yeah. I still question I still question She-Hulk whether or not he might be the big boss that is searching for Hulk blood for some purpose or another.
I think I know who it is. It's that dude she went on the date with that was really creepy.
Right. Yeah. I had a bad feeling about him.
In the credits they call him Kyle Hulk.
Okay.
Huh.
Interesting.
So
spoilers in the
I know the spoilers in the credits. Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
So I think that was what did it for me.
Better.
Okay.
That would be better. You don't have to tie in everything.
I know.
Yeah,
I think it's supposed to be
just,
this incel-y guy who pays these people to.
Fair enough.
Do this.
Fair enough. He had the opportunity then, obviously.
Right? Are we talking about the first date?
Which
one? Was it the first? I thought she was the third
or whatever.
Wasn't he
the one she pays
the third?
Right?
I don't remember which number it was. It was the guy with the kind of like curlier hair.
Yeah.
And
the one
who
who
was
was
established actor. I can't remember the actor's name, but he's a pretty established actor, which is why people.
Well, the one asking all the questions, like.
Yeah, he asked all the weird questions.
Oh, that's interesting. Is he supposed to be?
What was his name?
Oh, he's the leader brother.
Is that right?
I don't know. I don't know the leader had a brother actually.
Well, the leader's coming back.
Yeah, the leader's coming back.
Leader is. I'm gonna be honest. Terrible choice for a Captain America villain. He's not the real villain for sure.
Right.
Well, who says he's gonna be the main villain?
That's what I'm saying. He's not the main villain for sure.
Yeah.
I like that he's coming back. They're recasting him. He's reprising his role.
So they actually recast the actor. Okay.
Yeah.
That was in Thunderbolts, right?
His role. So
wait, he was
kind of like. Yeah, he was in Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
No, but he's coming back in Thunderbolts, was it?
Or New World Order.
Oh, Captain
World
America.
Order.
Okay.
The actor that plays the leader.
Okay.
He's on the.
Gotcha.
New World Order.
There's so many shows.
Surprise for me.
Yeah.
I also think it's weird that they're not using a Captain America villain for Captain America's first big movie outing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It was Sam Wilson's.
Right. Who was Sam Wilson's Captain American nemesis in the comics?
He fought Crossbones a lot. So
they're all dead. So you can't really.
Well, he's got Flag Smasher. They could do a different take on Flag Smasher.
Yeah. Either way, it seems like
she's dead too.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
What about Arnim Zola? Arnim Zola is supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone
Another
likes the actor
classic
too. I think he's Oh, sorry, he's not Zola. Yeah,
Zola's
Zola's
still
right.
reappear in like a mechanical body, like comic book Zola, and just
that'd be great. That'd be great.
Outside of What If would be cool to see Zola.
I think that he could be the real villain of the New World Order. I think
that would be awesome.
It would be really
I would love to see
working for Zola.
Well, we last saw him
Zola.
We last saw him in the robotic form and the computer form that we thought he got destroyed in what's it called?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yeah.
He should be destroyed. But according to What If, he's still on a hard drive somewhere.
Well, one of the universes. Yeah.
I mean, but that's pretty obvious that he could be that in any universe. It wouldn't be that big of a stretch.
And hasn't he heard of Wi-Fi? Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
In his basement this whole time, and you're still on reels.
He was on like the
Apple. It needs somebody to transfer it from real
analog.
to you have to transfer it from analog to digital. So
someone had a digital connection right there. They had a USB port connected right to him.
Oh yeah, they did.
And he was applying.
Yeah,
he was
he could have.
The algorithm.
Yeah, he could have.
He was already
at that point
to this current media.
Yeah.
He was already reformatted. So. Yeah. There's a good chance he's on a memory drive somewhere.
Yeah, I think he'd be a much better villain than the leader. Leader's a Hulk villain anyway. He's gamma powered and just got gamma smart. So
well, you know how far they've drifted from the source material.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's weird to have a Captain America go against a villain who's just a smart dude.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Leader honestly got more to it, but
I think that'd be a challenge for Sam, though. I think Sam's incredibly intelligent.
Guy's got a real big head.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it'd be fun to see intelligence go up against Sam Wilson. Evil intelligence go up against Sam. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, no, I think that would be interesting. I just think Sam's. I think he's a different kind of smart, where he'd be able to just not fall into the leader's traps. Usually,
maybe we'll see.
I would want to see in this. Is a flashback to Isaiah's Captain America.
Well, that's the other thing. He's casting it, yeah. So.
Yeah, I'd like to see a flashback of that. If you start the whole show with that, of him doing his mission,
I would
love that. Yeah, we got to see that, right? Like, on the bingo card,
cool.
Flashback of Isaiah, as Captain America.
Yeah,
I think we'll see it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Blackton America.
Then. On top of everything else they dropped, they kind of showed us a little bit more about Thunderbolts.
This team sucks. I'm going to say it.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's not like the comics, Max says.
No. I mean,
not like the comics.
Okay. Ghost has a cool power, but the rest of them do the same exact thing. Just
there's like 3 super soldiers.
There's
4 super soldiers if you count
soldiers.
If you count Taskmaster, right?
Yeah, we got 3 super soldiers, or 4 if you count Taskmaster, and then a Black Widow, and then just Ghost. Like, it's not enough variety.
They seem very competent, though. Like, that's a heavy hitting crowd right there.
That's a strike team that would be like kind of like X-Force-y.
Man.
Yeah. They're a little X-Force-y, kind of like spies and all that, but I wish it was more diversity, and I wish they had Abomination would have been cool in the team to be kind of like a heavy.
Seems like they're obviously going with a different direction with Abomination, though. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, seen from that.
From that would be the work. Well, there's no Zemo. Zemo's not in the team.
Zemo and Abomination.
He founded the Thunderbolts.
Mind you, they're also only announcing who they want us to know that is in these teams.
Yeah, I think Zemo will be in the movie. I think Zemo's going to be.
He's got to be, right?
Yeah, Zemo in the comics founded Thunderbolts. I think they're going to use him.
Max, enough with being exactly like the comic book. It's never going to be that.
I just think
trying to make that happen. It's not happening, dude.
I think the correspondence between the first Thunderbolts appearance and him being an established character could work in that sense.
It would be cool. They should. I mean, they tend to respect the source material, but in that manner, they should.
Yeah,
I agree. And I'd like to see Abomination there, just because see more.
Suck says that he bets Abomination and Zeno will show up in the show. They just found on the poster. Yeah, I agreed.
Poster's cool. I like it.
I mean, it's just gonna be a lot of karate in the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of punching.
They're all fine too. We could. Is it? Yeah, it's a movie.
They're all melee fighters, huh?
Yeah, that was my only thought. Was but even Ghost is kind of a melee person.
He fights. He punches. She doesn't shoot anything.
That was my only concern, was that it's not enough, variety in terms of like, how the team could.
Where you have.
I would like to know what and who they're going up against. Though is the question.
The variety is their conflicts with each other.
Yeah.
Imagine all these characters bumping heads with each other. I could see that.
I mean,
That's exciting.
John Walker and Bucky's going to be interesting. I think it's interesting to have, Red Guardian and Yelena.
Yeah.
You're going to get along
father and daughter.
Yeah, then they're going to have a moment where they don't get along.
No, they're father and daughter. They're not going to get along.
Yeah. I think at the start they're going to get along. Then they're going to bicker, and then they're going to get along.
But I would like to see how Ghost, Yelena, and Taskmaster.
I think Taskmaster and Ghost are for sure going to be tacked on and get like 2 moments. Look, we developed them a little bit. They're not the good guys.
They could pass the Bechdel test with this show.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. Well. It's going to be fun.
At least you have like 3 cast members who are half and half, and then Elaine.
Yes, yeah.
I hope she dances. I hope she does the Elaine dance.
And the other thing they dropped also was towards the end there was the Marvels, which they had. Well, pretty much the Marvels. Yeah.
I did hear the audio leak of the trailer, and it.
Oh, really?
There's an audio leak of it, and it already sounds way more fun than the first movie.
Really? That's cool.
The first movie was lifeless. Like, you had a bunch of people who were trying to be like edgy but not edgy, and it was like dark but not dark.
Yeah.
And everyone was like trying to be super cool without being cool.
The tone was what.
It was whack. It was like
whack.
It was like honestly, it wasn't 90s enough to justify the little bit of edginess they tried to give Carol.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't. It was the 90s-ness was tacked on. Like
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's like
tried
music.
To have it be like that grunge kind of attitude of like, oh, I'm too cool for this.
Yeah.
But it really
and that's kind of tone deaf these days. Like looking back at that, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
That's
like
why I hated
the mindset of the 90s.
I hated the 90s so much, but that was just me. But yeah, I mean, it's
90s was the last peaceful time in this world. I feel like,
and good for music.
Well, then Woodstock '98 happened.
Well, yeah, but that was the first Woodstock before that, which was nice, and it was like toward the tail end of the 90s where it started to go to shit.
Yeah.
Apparently, until end of the 90s really tanked hard.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were saying from the trailer or the scenes that they showed, they did show a scene where Miss Marvel had changed and transferred into Captain Marvel's position, I guess. So
yeah, it sounds like they're switching.
They all switched places.
Yes, yeah. So it's gonna be fun. I mean,
and there was a cool bit of the trailer where you hear Ms. Marvel. Kind of seeing Monica Rambeau for the first time in a while.
Oh yeah, okay.
I like to see that beef she has with her.
Yeah.
Where were you when my mom was dying?
Either way,
so absent.
That's
you were like one of the main heroes in my life, and you were gone all the time.
Yeah. And then I kept this piece till last, but they showed a trailer for it for the Secret Invasion.
Oh man.
Was that us on?
Sorry, it was too. I pulled the wrong image. That's funny. Yeah, Secret Invasion. So let's kind of sit through this trailer and kind of check it out and break it
Brent
down.
was like, "Oh, he has his eye back."
I literally was pulling from other stuff, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Remember when you thought Samuel L. Jackson got his eyeball back?
Oh yeah, the scene here. But here, where'd it go? Come on. Oh, there it goes. Put up the volume a little bit there.
So do you guys think Everett Ross isn't it? What's his name? The guy in Black Panther.
Mr. Burns' alien.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
Yeah.
Love. You've been avoiding Earth, but I have called for your help plenty of other times, and you've been pretty.
So is Rhodey in politics now?
He's been since the beginning, right? Or since Iron Man 2?
It felt like it was kind of in the politics.
What's his position? What's his
I don't know.
Well,
Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, look at that. He's wearing that. He's that American flag on his.
Yeah.
I know.
Everett Ross.
Yeah.
Do you think Everett Ross is a Skrull? I think he's.
Oh, is a Skrull in this?
For sure, Skrull.
In this?
I think he's been a Skrull.
Yeah,
he's been
him
a Skrull,
and Maria Hill.
Getting all of Wakanda secrets.
Yeah, him and Maria Hill, I think, are Skrulls.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of this.
I think Maria Hill wasn't a Skrull until
Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, until Spider-Man,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Because she calls him Nick multiple times. No one calls him Nick.
I think that's when...
His mom calls him Fury.
Yeah.
And Emily Clark, is she going to be a Skrull?
I think she's Ferengi, the Skrull Queen.
Really?
I love this. It's like in the comics where you just don't know. We don't.
That's the cool thing about it. Anybody could be a Skrull.
If it goes on, I think this will be better than the comics, because if it goes on for too long, you're just like, I don't care, everyone's a Skrull, it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, remember the feeling we got when we realized that Nick Fury was a Skrull and was like, what?
That was the leading
all
for
these,
that, though.
Everything was like, who's a Skrull? That was like the next YouTube videos, which be like, who's a Skrull?
I think as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, Everett Ross is for sure a Skrull who's been getting all this information on Wakanda. He's the only one I think is for...
He's relatively new, and we're not that invested in it. We're doing 2 movies.
Yeah.
He's the easiest one to play off. Like, man, he's been Skrull this whole
time.
But
Maria Hill should be like the big reveal, like, oh my god. We've known her since phase 1. But she's already dropped a lot of hints that she's probably a Skrull.
Yeah,
that are like dead hints.
Do we even know how long the Skrull? Do we even know how long the Skrulls have been kind of
since the '90s, Brent?
Obviously the '90s.
Ever since phase
on Earth
anyone in phase 1 could have been a Skrull.
But that good point.
Established since the '90s.
Okay, yeah,
Coulson was definitely a Skrull. That's where they found him out, and he left.
Oh,
Coulson.
Either way, yeah,
he was a Skrull at one point. For like 5 minutes.
Yeah. That was so cool, though. I mean, there's some fun
it's kind of cool. That's the best thing to come out of Captain Marvel was introducing Skrulls into the universe.
Yeah.
At like an earlier decade.
So I wasn't a big
ready plant themselves into the
they insert them into the environment early.
And that's great. I think that's the best move that Captain Marvel did.
But that group of Skrulls were still refugees, weren't that whole...
I know, but they're just introducing the concept of Skrulls.
Right, correct, yes.
Like, may not be those Skrulls, but they're still Skrulls.
Right.
Yeah, and they know where Earth is, so...
Yeah.
I think the idea of Talos being able to drink a milkshake inside Carol Danvers' house shows you they can get anywhere and do anything they want.
And do it all with a Quentin Tarantino reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The same cup that, what's his name's drinking in Reservoir Dogs.
I guess everybody needs to start carrying a cat with them in the MCU.
Right? If you have a cat, you're safe from Skrulls.
You're safe from the Skrulls because they'll be able to...
Not necessarily a cat.
Well, yeah, it has to be the... I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, the Flurkin, that's it, yes. It has to be a
Mother Flurkin!
Mother Flurkin. Anyway. So yeah, guys, I mean, there was a lot that got dropped on D23 this past weekend. And,
another thing I'd like to add to Secret Invasion is it's a perfect time politically for something like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Captain America's going to be doing a lot of stuff politically. They announced that they're going to have the Israeli super soldier / mutant Sabra is going to be in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. That's who that is.
So more mutants are slowly
the
being
hummus
wanted.
Yeah.
Brand.
The hummus brand.
The hummus brand. Okay.
Sabra.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. We're seeing like
I don't know
super soldiers from each.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be a mutant in this. I think she's just going to be a super solder from because they already described her as a Mossad agent, which I think that might be a little controversial, but see how they do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fandom's very mature.
Yeah. Totally. Anchorman, I tell you what, next week we'll bring you on. I definitely want to kind of check out how your connection was when you met John Wesley Shipp there. We won't do it today. We've really kind of gone long enough with this. But yeah, guys, everybody out there, thank you for joining us. We had a lot to cover. Max, Jason, and Elijah, guys, it was kind of fun breaking all of this down. I'm sure there's stuff we'll be talking about with all this stuff that dropped from weeks to come too. I mean, we really were just touching base over everything because we wanted to fill everyone
plenty
in.
of Marvel coming out.
Plenty of Marvel coming out. Plenty of Star Wars coming out.
Man, we didn't even have time to discuss any of the shows.
She-Hulk.
Today.
We didn't talk about She-Hulk. We didn't talk about
She-Hulk.
which was. I
mean, we still can. What, you guys got anywhere to be?
It's yeah, whichever. I mean, we could talk a bit about She-Hulk. Yeah, I just
Wongers. What do you guys think about Wongers?
I like that he's watching The Sopranos late. You know,
That's
time.
funny.
He's Sorcerer Supreme, so he gets like, you know what? I'm gonna finally watch Sopranos.
I'm just gonna say, people are complaining that the show spoiled The Sopranos. You've had years to watch it.
You had your
Sopranos, you would have watched it by now.
For sure.
But did you see that someone put a viewing order for Sopranos? So you watch the first 3 episodes of She-Hulk, watch Sopranos up to season 2, and then watch She-Hulk. Really? And then you finish Sopranos.
And then you can watch the rest of it spoiler free.
Then you can watch the rest of it.
That's hysterical. Oh,
and then what are they watching at the end? This Is Us?
This Is Us, I think it was. Yeah. It was
That's good stuff. I like that Wong's like just watches TV.
Yeah, it was definitely the most fun I had with the episodes to date. I thought it was the funniest one to date.
She was just doing Cicely Strong from SNL though. Like
yeah.
The drunk girl from Weekend
But
Update.
I saw her talking in an interview, and she sounds just like that in real life.
Well, more power to her if she's playing herself.
I know her voice does kind of sound like that.
It really was. I was like, oh my god!
I do think that whole what was his name, Donnie Blaze, the magician.
Yeah,
that's definitely a reference to Ghost Rider's brother, Donnie.
You think so? You think so?
Got it. Probably is, right?
A little similar. Like Johnny Ketch's real birth name was Donnie Blaze, and he changed.
And it's so close to Donnie Blaze. It's Johnny Blaze. It has to.
And I do think, I don't know if anyone else has mentioned this, that all those monsters were coming out of limbo. They didn't specifically state it. I think they're teasing the X-Men magic.
They're kind of just they're so casual about everything on this show.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. But I like that. I think it works.
From a dark dimension is what they said, but I think it was just limbo, which is
Was there a goat named Jake in Limbo? She's talking about a goat she met.
Yeah. I don't think it's like it's the universe where magic she's the sorcerer supreme of it.
Right.
It's like a dark dimension.
I'm surprised the Mephisto alarm wasn't going off for this one, was it?
Yeah,
I think people have given up. People have given up on Mephisto. People have given up on
We're never giving up on Mephisto. Not the bees!
You'll forget about it, and then they'll drop it when you least expect it.
No, we're not. We're always going to be talking about it, dude.
Yeah.
Watching any YouTube videos, everyone brings up Mephisto watch.
Really? Fair enough.
Yeah, even Ryan Airy. He has always references the Mephisto.
Of course, yeah.
He always thinks that Wicker Man clip.
Again?
Huh?
What's that?
Do you think Mephisto's going to be in Born Again? Daredevil?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know what the connection would be to Daredevil. So.
I don't think someone that street level will introduce him of Mephisto.
Satan.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, I think we'll probably only see Mephisto when we see Ghost Rider. I think,
Really?
That's how Daredevil got his power.
Right.
That's
he needs to be directly connected in order for them to show. I mean, we really had
everyone's going to make such a big deal out of it, too, when he finally shows up. It's just going to be like a cameo to give Daredevil his powers, and he's going to leave.
He plays a big in the Infinity Gauntlet.
Hasn't Kevin Feige kind of already hinted that... Kevin Feige's kind of hinted, though, that they are going to bring in Ghost Rider of some sort, some form.
I think he said he wants to. I think
wants to. Okay.
Well, right. Ryan Gosling,
Agents of Shield,
has been. They brought in.
Ryan Gosling for Johnny Blaze.
Campaigning for it. He actively said he wants to play Johnny Blaze, and he's holding out on.
Does it like Driver?
That'd be cool.
There's got to be a Driver reference in there somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
You gotta stomp a guy's head in the elevator.
But it sounded like Marvel's approached him for parts before, and he's turned them down and said, "No, I only want to play Johnny Blaze."
Really interesting. Well,
I wonder who they've approached him as for. What do you think?
Who knows?
Ant-Man. I'm gonna say they probably approached him for Ant-Man.
Really?
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I think he would have been a decent Scott Lang.
I feel like he'd be good in anything that they put him in.
Yeah,
I like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he's good. But yeah, I mean, She-Hulk. I think it was my most favorite episode of the 4 episodes dropped so far.
Yeah, she did the whole dating thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting way of doing. I mean, they're definitely choosing the 2 story arcs, that are going
on.
The
A plot and the B plot.
The A plot and the B plot, very obviously, very, very kind of 90s style, 2000 style of storytelling. Or I guess it goes
pretty current too.
But very, it's pretty current. Yeah, I guess it is. But it's more so than the rest of the Marvel universe. It seems. It just seems more obviously.
I mean, and when you watch WandaVision, they never really gave you the A, even though they were doing it sitcom. They didn't do the A plot and the B plot the same way they're doing it in this
exactly.
show.
Exactly. Yeah.
The show's definitely show like Scrubs, where there'll be one story, another story, and they'll always tie in back to each other by the middle, and then they'll both wrap up together.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, it's the realism. They did tack on some realism in this episode, like how hard dating is in LA.
Right. Yeah.
It's the worst cities. Yeah. But unrealistically, I think she'd be doing a lot better on those apps than they show her doing. Right.
Well, you mean as Jennifer?
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah,
that's how she on a date with a broke ass guy.
Lawyer.
Yeah, the first date she was on.
Yeah,
I know. I was like, what is she thinking? Is she out of her mind?
Past the messaging.
I think they just had to kind of show the kind of
show the
falsities of someone getting a photograph that looks better than they really do in real life.
She should have it should have been a catfish. For that first date she went on, she said, "You don't look like you're."
Yeah.
Like he should have been hotter on his profile because that guy was a total loser.
Yeah.
He would have no chance with her. Yeah. Not even get one date with her.
She's a successful lawyer too.
Yeah. I feel like she could do a lot better than that.
Yeah.
Especially she got her friend too, who's helping her out.
I think she might have a connection to Matt Murdock. I think that could be interesting.
Yeah. Where do we think was Matt Murdock? Matt Murdock is supposed to appear this week, I believe. So.
No, I think he's appearing in episode 8 I read?
Oh, 8? Okay, so not
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I misread that.
Maybe. I mean, the thing is, like,
what'll bring him to New York?
We were left, or vice versa, to LA. Right? He's in LA?
I mean, what would lead him to LA? What would lead him to LA? Is what
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing.
I have no idea.
That's where
what's his name? Not Spider-Man. Happy gave him free plane tickets.
Yeah.
See, would it be unlikely that she would go to New York and find him in New York?
Maybe.
I don't think she's traveling that far. I mean, unless
You never know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I mean, that's why I kind of question, Titania being so popular of a, YouTube star.
She's a superhero influencer.
Yes. So the question is, would she have any, if she's going up against She-Hulk and the whole branding of She-Hulk, as they, hinted on at the end of the last episode, would she be the one kind of person who would literally have the money to purchase someone like a Matt Murdock? But then, of course, the question is, would Matt Murdock ever represent somebody like her?
Yeah, he does better things.
He just doesn't have you need a different law license for different states, I believe, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I believe he only has a license to practice in New York.
New York. Oh, interesting.
Unless Matt Murdock did some West Coast Avengering and got a California license in the meantime.
Okay.
Or maybe he's just
Maybe they just want to touch on that.
But that's exciting that that Titania's just suing her.
That's such a fun twist. Titania being like, "Yeah, I'm still."
I like that she's having a bigger part. I was like, "Oh, she's got to be more." Than that.
I think she would be. They introduced
her very
weirdly.
I think all these threads of all these different characters will pull together by the end of the season. I think we're going to have this over-connecting thread that we're not seeing yet.
That's how shows usually go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
By the end of it, Wong and Madison are going to be, married.
Yeah. She's just
God, that would be hysterical. Mini Wongers.
It's just like two alcoholics. Just.
That was the best part. They were just talking about the different drinks they like.
Yeah.
It's going to be
vodka and yak milk. That sounds disgusting.
Like the Sorcerer Supreme, all the magic guys, they imply that they party hard all the time.
Yeah.
Like they're just protecting the universe from existential threats and just doing like benders while doing that. It's kind of irresponsible. They're just like erasing each other's memories.
I thought it was a little irresponsible in the new Doctor Strange. Right before he fights Shuma Gorath, he just finishes his drink or takes a sip of his drink and then heads out. I'm like,
these guys drink
now
constantly. Yeah. That's how much they drink, dude. They could
Yeah,
do.
well, that's why that's when Ultron
they
got
could work
introduced.
drunk.
They're all drinking and partying, and then Ultron shows up.
Yeah.
Well, luckily Thor and Captain America can't get drunk. Really.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, Thor can get drunk. He had the Asgardian liquor.
Oh yeah, they can feel buzz with that. Steve was drinking that too.
Yeah.
He almost killed Stan Lee.
Yeah.
With that. Forged in the barrels, 1,000 years.
Yeah.
It's not for mortal men.
Anyway, guys, I think we'll call it.
You don't want to talk about Game of Thrones?
I guess so. We could. All right. Well, in that
And
case,
Rings of Power? There's a lot of stuff.
Rings of Power
was not-
too. Yeah.
That was
You have
not
a
good episode this week.
responsibility.
Yes. Well, this responsibility needs to use the bathroom. I'll be back in
All
a
right,
second.
go ahead. We'll start talking about how shitty Rings of Power was this week.
Don't embarrass me while I'm gone.
That's hard to. You do that to yourself.
The Rings of Power was not. It was not.
That was so
Great this week.
boring. Oh. Hi. Liz is back. But yeah, it was boring. Me and Liz were thinking the same thing. We were just like, when's this episode going to be done? They did have some fighting. What'd you think, Elijah?
I didn't. I wasn't bored. I was, you know. I was,
What were you
I was
watching?
doing fine
Peaky
now.
Blinders? You looked like
No,
you were.
Oh, my hat.
Yeah, it's the Peaky Blinders style.
Yeah,
I
you got
know
the
a lot of
Peaky
those
Blinders
there.
look right now, man. I heard
That's
Peaky Blinders
comfortable.
is good though. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I gotta start that show eventually.
Yeah, right. Killian Murphy. Isn't it Tom? As a
Tom Hardy's in it, right?
Tom Hardy's in it, right? Yeah.
Tom Hardy's good.
Got some Brits, Elijah.
I like the
You should
Brits.
be into it.
Yeah, it seems like that seems like one. It's just the series. I've said it before. Like it just seems
It's
like
hard
a
to
lot of
start
commitment.
series. It's a commitment.
Yeah, it's a commitment. And there's other ones that I would have liked. I would like to see Boardwalk. There's other ones that I was interested in seeing.
yeah.
That like actors
yeah.
or whatever. that I
Yeah,
never
Michael
watched.
Shannon
And I'm so
Steve
far behind. I'm
Buscemi.
like years behind. I'm like 15 years behind.
just-
On like
do what Max
Series.
does, man. Just watch a season a day.
I know, but you
I
gotta find- you gotta
gotta
figure-
wait a while to do that again.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
I like. my
Well,
speed.
anyways.
I got my stuff.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. What
Just-
are you currently watching, Elijah?
Of new stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
Not Game of Thrones or not.
Not
Lord of the Rings.
those. Yeah, I'm just keeping up on the stuff that we've been watching.
Right.
You know, I'm looking forward to some of these newer shows, but looking forward to Willow. But
Yeah.
the new Game of Thrones and the new Rings of the Power.
I mean, we know you
Power
don't
Rangers.
watch that. I want to know what you watch.
Yeah.
Right
You're
now,
always
it's just
talking about what you don't watch.
Yeah,
but
right now I'm just still watching what we're watching, the She-Hulk, and that's what I'm kind of like. I don't think I'm watching anything on my own, like on the side right now.
You did see, Elijah. Netflix did cancel
Paper Girls?
Paper Girls. Yeah.
Amazon,
Yeah, that's
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon,
surprising.
yeah.
It's
You're gonna shop
surprising.
around.
Yeah, I'm sure it could go somewhere else because it was good,
Right.
and they did end it to where like
It was all right.
on a cliffhanger.
But yeah, it was
you know?
good. It was good.
It was
good
good.
character stuff going on right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Especially what's her name? The
Ali Wong.
the punk rock girl, man. Her story was so compelling to me.
Yeah,
That one
so-
got me.
yeah,
That one hit me in the feels.
Yeah.
Her hanging out with her brother and stuff. but,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
her
her
future
and her
self was
brother was
gone.
good.
Like, man,
Her character was
that's
kind
what
of just
started to hit me
a
in the
standout.
feels.
She was good as that.
Yeah.
That character was great.
But that was my favorite thing in the whole thing. Ali Wong, like, spoilers, guys. She dies in a giant robot. And then that was it. I was like, that was kind of
You're like, wait,
unclimactic, you know?
Ali Wong is she's not like she's a huge actress, but she's just a little too big to be doing.
yeah.
she's too
I like.
successful to be
That's the
doing it.
reason
Not
I
too
watched
big.
the show. That's the reason me and Liz watched the show because of Ali Wong.
Yeah,
heard
but
Ali
you know,
Wong
she's a little too successful.
Yeah.
Like she makes way more money doing stand up than she
But
would
that was, I
acting.
think she was the main vehicle for this show.
I think she was initially.
Oh, to
She
get
was,
it going.
Yeah.
I mean, reading it.
She was the
first
star.
time,
She was the
it was
star
like, this is
power.
gonna be
She
a
was
TV show
she
or
was
a
the
movie, like,
bankability.
Mm-hmm. But like everyone else in that was kind of. I can't really think of any. There was a guy from the Arrow who played the older brother. He was older. But yeah, the time travel stuff was very compelling. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that they got canceled and it's such a big cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, there's books. I mean, if you want to find out what happens, you totally can.
You could always just read the books.
Right.
But that's what I was saying when I first read the book, the first couple of books. I'm like, this is for sure going to be a TV show or a movie. Like reading it,
Right.
With most of Brian K. Vaughan stuff, you kind of feel that way.
You only watch what we
Brian
watch.
K. Vaughan, he writes a lot of those books that you're like, this needs to be a movie, or a TV show or something. Like Why the Last Man, Saga. Like they all look awesome as a TV show.
Yeah, but then Why the Last Man get canceled?
Yeah.
Those get canceled.
Like all these like early 2000 comics are now getting made into films, but it's not a guarantee anymore.
Right.
Just because it was a property of a comic book doesn't guarantee that's going to be successful.
Well, look at DMV. That was, I think, a show set out to die.
Oh, DMZ.
DMZ.
Yeah.
They had such a great story, and they're like, what if... It's the writers thought they knew better, so they started adapting the story and then changing so many things within the story that it was just... The ideas got lost within itself, like, almost immediately.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing about adaptations. You got to still maintain the overall
you got to maintain the integrity of the material.
Yeah, the integrity. Yeah, but you don't have to stick to it. But as long as you get like the big picture, there's certain elements that you got that make the story work, and you got to make sure that's in it. When you're
I feel like for years that's what kept Walking Dead fresh is that they changed the events in the comics, especially like who lived, who died, but they kept the integrity of the story for so long, what it was about.
They did it right, and I mean we all got Walking Dead fatigue, but that's just the drawback of success. That's how successful they got. That it's still going, and we're sick of it. That's what you dream of, right?
Well, I think the show Walking Dead, the fatigue also came when they lost Rick Grimes and they lost a lot of their main cast, and it was like it wasn't about the diverging in terms of comics. It was that they lost what the roots of the show were, which they had this big cast. They always had a few characters to anchor it, and that were the roots of like this pseudo family.
Once Glenn died, I stopped watching.
I can get past Glenn dying. I got past that real quick. It was when Rick
I was already checked out by then,
and then Carl left the show. And then
Carl died, and that took forever.
Yeah, and then Michonne doesn't even die. She just walks off the show. She goes, "I'm going to look for Rick," and she just.
This is reflecting what these actors actually feel about the show. No,
literally, you can see that in real time of Carl being like, "Yeah, I'm going to college. I'm done."
Rick I'm gonna die, guys.
Rick being like, "I'm gonna go do movies." Michonne being like, "I'm in Black Panther." Like I don't need to be here.
I don't need this no more, man. But yeah, I think we're all kind of, I don't know. But that's about the most you want from a show, right? This is a success. Because I was in the Philippines last. Like I was trying to watch Game of Thrones because they're still on the last season there. Right. And my cousin was like, "Oh yeah, we don't watch Game of Thrones here. We love Walking Dead." I was like, "What?" It's like they're still as stoked on Walking Dead like we were in the first few seasons. The hype is still going strong.
What were your thoughts on episode 3 of Rings of Power?
Boring.
I thought it was boring. That's what started this conversation.
It's kind of cool, like nice set pieces. You get to see this new world and stuff, right? Is that where Aragon's from? What is that world they go to?
I still can't remember
world or whatever.
So the biggest thing I'm trying to understand about the episode was there was a comment made about the fact that the orcs were all underground, hidden. They were moving underground. Nobody knew about them. And yet there's 10 miles across of dead land that they're leaving on this tunnel that they're burying all the way through. And nobody noticed the dead land in a giant row of direction of dead land to stop and investigate.
Because no one's listening to these cursed lands. We're getting all these people coming from these cursed lands, but gotcha. I guess news travels slow, know?
Yeah.
What I'm getting confused about is that we keep seeing things, and I keep saying, I keep referencing, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, are they at Dorne now?
Wait, yeah, wait, wrong universe.
Because there was, a sun flag, and I was like, ooh, Dornish.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wait, no, that's a different...
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I was getting sick of Galadriel's just
it feels like where you would normally get the second episode as being the slump. This feels like this was the slump second episode.
They did a gag that Game of Thrones did very well. like when she's introducing herself, like, I'm Gladriel, daughter of blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, and the other guy's like, oh, I'm Steve.
Yeah.
Or whatever his name is. And they did that in Game of Thrones already.
Oh, really?
Remember in Daenerys, she's introducing herself, and then what's his name? The Onion.
That's it. Yes.
I was like, this is Jon Snow.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're reusing gags that worked great in Game of Thrones. Like some of my favorite jokes in Game of Thrones. They're just finally doing it. And I don't know. Like as much as they're giving us
charm.
The what?
The Hardfoot, they also kind of lost their charm. They were a little boring this episode. They were just kind of there.
A little boring. And to have your main protagonist an elf is kind of boring. Elves
also like
elves are like I see them like Jedis. They're kind of boring. They're just these monks.
Yeah.
It's like watching the priest.
Yeah.
Just
it's almost like a Jedi that lives forever and is way better at everything because they're like, I practiced for 1,000 years. It was no problem.
I did enjoy the introduction of the ship captain, the older guy.
I like his character.
I thought that character. I don't know, too much about what he is and who he is in the realm of everything. I thought he was
kind of cool.
Yeah, it was a cool new character. But
I'm interested in seeing. I mean, I understand like if there were elves existing in this world. We'd probably all hate them too.
Because they're boring.
They're just privileged in all aspects.
But that's part of what it's all about.
And this one elf is like, "Oh man, you look terrible." He's like, man, I've aged 20 years."
Yeah. But isn't that kind of part of Tolkien's original?
No, but I mean that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's exactly. I agree with that.
I think elves and dwarves are pompous in opposite ways.
Yeah,
they each have their arrogance that kind of defines them.
Right.
So this Middle Earth.
Yeah.
This Middle Earth like racism is rich in this world, and I think that's probably the best thing to come out of this, the most interesting, in my opinion, to come out of this. But Gladriel's boring, man. I'm not invested.
She's starting
in
to get a little boring.
I like the first 2 episodes. What they were telling of the story,
and she's in her element. She's just so brooding, unnecessarily brooding.
I'm just trying to understand, where this is going to go from here because it's going to take her thousands of years to develop to the Gladriel that we know she becomes. I mean,
she's all walking around that long dress, just dragging behind her, getting all dirty, disgusting.
Okay, fair enough.
Gross.
Fair enough. What's it called? The House of the
Wizard
Dragon.
also was like, they were taking way too long to do whatever they're trying to do with that wizard. Like, he just keeps bumbling around.
I feel like they're going to play that up for the whole season because we're not really going to know.
It's kind of the Harfoots. I'm all right with the Harfoots. Like their way of life and stuff, and like seeing how they document things and their culture. I think that's probably the most established we're getting out of any of the.
Yeah, but hobbits were very similar to that story in the Lord of the Rings too. We got this sense of history about those characters.
We've seen it with
well, I mean, but that's what they're doing.
Of
like
course,
they know what works, and so they're just referencing things. We'll hire this dude. He looks like Aragorn, kind of.
Yeah,
and then we'll get we need this dwarf, and we need beef. We need beef between a dwarf and an elf. Oh, I'll put that in the second episode. It's just like Gimli and Legolas just bickering with each other. That's great. That's what we want, But let's just be original. Why do we have to always just redo what we have already?
I was trying to understand is the guy who's playing the Aragorn lookalike, is that actually a descendant of Aragorn, do you think? Or is it not?
He's just a human.
Probably just another human?
Aragorn is like...
Doesn't Strider also have a crazy story?
Well, yeah. Because he's a descendant of like the early men, so he could live like 2 centuries and stuff. And I think
Strider also lives like super long.
Well, the world that he comes from kind of sounds like this world that we were introduced to, right?
Yeah.
They share almost a similar name to where Aragorn comes from, but I don't know if that's connected or anything. I don't know if they're allowed to do that.
Yeah, probably not allowed to.
It's just like
apparently they're
far from like the trilogy or from the Fellowship.
Yeah,
that we're not going to see any descendants unless they're elves.
Apparently they weren't allowed to do and touch on Gladriel's husband.
I think they're not allowed to mention him whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
Which is why would you even make this show at this point? Where it's what bugs me. There's so much just facts, like where it's like it's like if you're doing a history movie and you're like
Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos loves the Tolkien verse so much. he's gonna bankroll this until you know. So we're forced to watch this.
Supposedly, he signed on for 50 episodes already.
Yes.
Yeah.
5 seasons.
There's going to be 50 more episodes of this, and that
40.
almost is brain numbing. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit
They're
much. Well, look at what Game of Thrones already has planned.
Game
all
of
the
Thrones,
branch offs they have.
I could watch 100 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
This is just. It seems like because they're losing it, they don't have access to everything. It's almost pointless to do a lot of their stories if they have to dance around so many topics.
Yeah, I mean it seems like it's going to be a slow journey into wherever they're going. I mean, honestly, I think the rings are not going to be forged to the end of the series. Right, is where it's going.
I mean, they're introducing Celebrimbor pretty early. I don't think they're going to be discussing it earlier than people expect. Right. I think by the end of this first season, Celebrimbor is going to lay out his plans for the rings and talk about how the rings will balance out the power of one of the lands and all that.
But we won't see them actually forge these rings, I don't think, until the end of the show. I mean,
no, it's going to be a whole power struggle about who gets how many rings and what rings do what. And
it's going to be like
the rings balance out each other.
Yeah. It's going to be like waiting for Darth Vader in the prequels.
I mean,
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That was 6 hours of content. This is going to be like 50 hours.
Yeah. So it's going to be like that.
Right.
I mean, sitting through the prequels.
And we know how the story ends up anyway. Like we do with Star Wars.
They're doing 50 episodes of a Lord of the Rings prequel that's going to be longer than the Lord of the Rings movies, which also are very, very long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, they're just making the universe unwatchably long.
Well, that's the thing. I think that is the new tradition for the Tolkienverse, is stretching everything out as much as possible. I mean, look at Hobbit.
That works if you have all the lore and everything. You get to actually go into what Tolkien wanted.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're 2016.
No, we're not done with Game of Thrones yet. We didn't even talk about Game of Thrones, dude.
Wow. I'm going to let you guys talk about Game of Thrones. I got to go eat.
All right.
I'm
just eating right now.
I know. I don't have anyone to make me food or anything, so I got to go and grab something. I'm pretty hungry. But we've been on for a while, so I gotta jump.
Cool, Elijah. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we're gonna tie this up soon because all right.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm lost, so I'm gonna jump.
All right. That's cool. We'll see you next reaction then, Elijah.
Cool. Bye.
Bye. So quickly let's touch base on House of the Dragon.
We got to see a Jason Lannister.
Oh,
it looks like Lannister's douchiness gets passed down through generations. So
I have to admit, it's 7 days ago. I'm trying to think back with all the information that's dropped.
I know.
I'm trying to think back about what happened. What happened? I cannot remember. I didn't recap. Some of us don't have a photographic memory like you, Jason.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So fast forward.
Yes.
His son is 2 years old now.
That's it. Yes, we jumped ahead of time.
Yeah, and so Rhaenyra and the beef between her best friend, and her best friend's also pregnant with the second child, and their beef is still continuing.
Yep.
They go on a hunting trip.
Yep. Which, according to George R.R. Martin, the biggest problem he had the first season of Game of Thrones was that the hunting trip didn't have the budget to put in the hunting party as large as he wanted to see, and so he actually had that this time.
A pretty just small hunting party the first season. Which
instead they just have them.
I always thought it was the personal hunting party. I didn't need 50 more men there.
Yeah,
get the breastplate stretcher.
But who kind of was expecting the king to go the way of Baratheon there?
I think this whole thing kind of is about...
That would have been too close.
Yeah, it would have been.
Rhaenyra came closer to ending up being Robert Baratheon.
Yeah,
because he literally got attacked by a boar.
Yeah. Which was actually a cool moment.
But it's showing the difference between all the Targaryens episode and Daemon did his thing, but what's his name, Viserys? Yeah. He was not the real leader and war captain during this hunt. He was just kind of someone along to kill to.
Hold his hand through the whole thing.
Exactly.
And I think that was a huge point.
She was out there.
Yeah. She's more involved in it, and she's more like willing to get her hands dirty than than the actual king, and I think
Yeah.
that says a lot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
This was a heavy character development episode to show what everyone is and the polars of whatever their character is, including Damon, who kicks ass when he just
that was great. Yeah, when he was under the
all he needed was just pressure.
Yeah,
like,
pressure
right,
from his
like
brother.
You're not doing good. We're gonna troops. We're gonna have to do this for you then.
Well, screw you guys. I'm gonna do this anyway. He takes on the Crab King and takes him out. That was a cool epic little fight.
There was a meme going around comparing him to Rickon Stark.
Oh really?
It's like he zigzags. Rickon Stark gets hit with like a single arrow.
Boom! Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he got to shine in this. Yeah. I thought like his character, I'm still dealing with. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like before they found out that the king was sending
Liam's back.
Before he got the letter that the king was sending out troops. What the hell has he been doing these 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Just flying around this dragon, watching the ships get destroyed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, literally,
it's kind of dumb.
That's what he's been doing.
The hell is he doing? He's doing exactly what he was when we saw them in that scene. Just flying around this dragon. Ships are getting hit. They're not doing anything. They made no progress in 2 years.
It was
like, who is he? Us? The U.S.?
Yeah, it is. It was definitely heavily fortified. East? Definitely heavily fortified. Supposedly.
Yeah, it is. But he could have done this whole time.
Yeah, he could have.
It was. He could have.
That
done
shot
this.
of the dead Crab King though was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. He just drags out the body and just like the guts are all falling
guts.
Out. Yeah,
viscera.
That was cool. I was expecting that character to be around a little bit longer, but
I wanted to see him get killed. I wanted to see him get killed. I
was fine with that. That kind of just proved the velocity of like he went in there and did
ferocity.
it. And, veracity. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I'm just you're dilly-dallying for 2 whole years. That's kind of not unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
And if that was the army, they would have mutinied like months ago, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's ridiculous.
This is a bullshit campaign.
You're pushing this for 2 years. You think you still have your constituents after all of that death?
Did he have access to the dragons 2 years ago, except for his own? I mean, he needed more than.
They had 2 dragons there.
Yeah, they had 2 dragons there, but did he have access to 2 dragons being there before that point in time?
He literally has enough to do it.
Yeah,
he just didn't.
Yeah,
and that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
What the hell, Damon? What's he doing?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to find out.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I'm
enjoying that a lot more than the Rings of Power.
That's where I'm going. It's like it's interesting because we're on episode 3 of both shows, and we're going to continue to be on week by week. So it's going to be interesting to see what balances out.
What is it about Ring of Power that's not working though?
I don't know. I was thinking about dropping it this week and just waiting until the season finished.
I feel like
that episode hurt my soul.
I feel like episodes 1 and 2 were really one episode, and that was their key punch point of the story. And it was. The first 2 episodes were strong. But like a lot of shows, we hit episode 2, and which became episode 3 in this case, and we slump down on episode 2. There's always a downer on episode 2, and it takes like 2 or 3, but episode 3 and 4 picks up again. But we kind of the slump didn't happen in House of the Dragon. That's been epic. Every week has been an epic episode.
They're following the plot of the book, and they're actually going off what's from the middle of the book.
Well, it's because it's good source material.
And they have access to all the source material.
It's all drawn out and written by someone great.
Something that Crabfeeder was killed too easily.
The wedding, which they actually did plan to film. I don't know if they did film it, or they planned to film it. They had the wedding dress made.
Yeah.
They're able to skip over events because they're still able to say, we know for a fact this took place, we don't need to change our lore or anything like that.
Right.
But I like that they're jumping because that's what peaceful times are. There's nothing worth paying attention in. It's peaceful times, so they'll jump 2 years.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to see a Westeros in relatively peaceful.
Right? No,
it's like
that's
the 90s.
Yeah, and those characters, at least in the hierarchy,
like pre-97 90s,
really aren't the same format as we saw straight off the bat from Game of Thrones. It just felt like there was this,
All right, there you go, using that word format again. Do you even know what that means?
It's a format.
Stop using that word.
Format.
There you go.
Whatever. The format is the formula is the
keep
format.
Saying that, I don't think you know what it means.
Formula of format. The format from whatever.
But I think probably like Rings of Power is not working because elves are fucking boring, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's
anyone that lives that long gets boring. If
like, imagine a show on the Jedi Council of just them having.
Oh, I would love that show. Just see serial killer Yaddle.
I have to say that the one thing from the episode that just I agree completely that and it goes to the term of the elves are boring. We started with the elf story in episode 3 where he was captured. And he still remained captured by the end of it, even though it looked like there was going to be a great escape, and it felt like it was going to move forward from there. But because we're back where we began from,
you're just like, this is my life now.
That's it. Yeah, and that always is frustrating to watch, that you end up back where you were at the beginning of the episode again.
I'm not in the mood for that type of story.
No,
either. Like him getting captured, I'm just like, oh, great. Yeah. Like I want to see him doing fighting stuff.
Yeah. Well, there was he was fighting stuff, and he just didn't get anywhere from it.
That was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Yeah,
the choreography,
the chain fight sequences were great.
The choreography in that scene was pretty cool.
Yeah,
but not enough to save the episode, unfortunately.
Definitely not enough to save the episode.
Like as much as I enjoyed the choreography and the way it's being shot and everything, with the fighting and the orcs had great makeup, and then it's a good production
quality is beautiful. Yeah,
a good production, a good idea, a good move for production. Was that all the other orcs are just wearing skull masks, so you not really have to focus on all the orc faces. Just make 5 of them, and you're good.
Yeah, that's such a good idea to actually give them a little bit more of a cover up than the previous orcs to try and sell
the sun hurts them, so they gotta hide in the shadows.
Yeah,
good thinking. Yeah, good thinking, production. But yeah, it's cool seeing orcs, I guess.
Yeah.
The orc technology is pretty cool.
Yeah. Hopefully we see a Balrog soon. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, right. We saw a snow troll, ice troll.
Yeah, we saw the ice troll in the first episode.
Which Galadriel killed in 10 seconds.
Less than 10 seconds.
Did you see that video? It's like Galadriel giving the gifts to all the fellowship. And they dub over. She's like, here is Tears of the Water Troll, which I killed in less than 10 seconds. Have I mentioned that?
Oh yeah, you told me
the gifts to the fellowship, and she just
keeps repeating the troll that
this is the hair of the ice troll. That's pretty good.
Okay. Anyway, all right, guys, we've talked about.
What else did you think about that episode, Brent?
Again, it's like you're right. It wasn't terribly memorable. Yeah. But I mean, I'm looking forward to a new Game of Thrones tonight. Oh, God, there's so
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon. Oh my God, yeah, tonight, which is going to be.
I mean, we could always discuss on Wednesday since it's closer. It'd probably be
easier. Yeah, whichever. Yeah,
it's a lot easier to discuss House of the Dragon and on Wednesdays.
You're right. Yeah, because I will.
And Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is like
Lord of the Rings is on Thursdays, so it's like
it's on Thursdays. Then I already forget what happened.
Yeah,
I just remember the episode wasn't great.
Well, it wasn't a memorable episode, that's for sure.
Yeah,
but and then of course 10 days from now we'll have Andor, which is going to be cool.
That's crazy.
We have so many things we're going to be talking about.
So we're going to have to discuss that stuff on Wednesdays, and we're going to talk about Andors on Sundays.
That's it. Yeah. So on Wednesdays we'll do Game of Dragons on
Dragon
Jason's
Wednesdays.
Twitch. Dragon Wednesdays on Jason's Twitch channel. Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. All right, guys, it was fun. Chat, thank you so much for joining us and sticking around for this long. If you stuck around for this long, thank you. We're at nearly 2 hours and 30 minutes in. Wow. But there was a lot to cover, and we'll go back to whatever is news next week, I guess. At this point, we'll be talking about She-Hulk again a bit more in depth, and whatever happens.
We didn't even get to Fantastic Four. Actually, they have a director.
Oh yeah, they got a director. Oh yeah, I literally
Matt Shackman's directing Fantastic Four is Always Sunny director, and the Always Sunny guys broke that news last Monday.
Yeah.
On their podcast, I was listening to that saying,
"Oh my god,
we still didn't get casting news, and we still didn't get any casting.
Well,
I think Max knows that's right, and he knows the casting for it.
Yeah,
just get the cast.
That's it.
It's Always Sunny.
That's it.
He's worked with them before.
It's an ensemble thing, dude. This is perfect. This is like when you got the Russo brothers to do Avengers.
Okay.
Because I'm serious, Brent. Because the thing about getting comedy directors is they work on ensembles.
Right.
And so they could juggle different groups of characters really well.
That makes sense.
And the Russo brothers come from one of the most ensemblist comedies there is.
Arrested Development.
Yeah, and they deal with multiple characters.
Yeah.
And so what's better than taking the ensemble of the Marvel universe and getting like a director who's used to directing one of the best ensemble comedies we got.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I think they're going the Russo brothers route, which one of the best moves that the event like Marvel MCU has ever done.
Yeah.
Is getting the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great move.
Stepped down from Star Trek to do this, so he's like, they clearly.
Yeah, well, I think he made the right choice. Yeah, I think he made the right choice there.
I think when Star Trek is not the right ship to hitch a wagon to right now, like horse to hitch a wagon to. I think
I agree.
They're in a very weird place right now.
Yeah, I do agree there.
Although
Strange New Worlds is really good. Like Strange New Worlds is the exception, but yeah.
I believe even the biggest Trekkie being offered the Fantastic Four, it's going to be hard because they're the most iconic Marvel groups of all time, and they're
almost the most
first family,
but almost the most problematic as well because none of them has been able to succeed in film.
Yeah, you're right.
After technically 3 tries,
they were successful-ish. They weren't perfect.
Yeah, the first one was successful enough, but it wasn't.
No one ever
nobody looks at it and is
I mean,
right.
the first the new first one was better in retrospect of Fanforstic, but only because of that.
Yeah,
because it's better than the most recent one.
Okay. I will defend the recent one as it was a pretty good origin of the Ultimate Fantastic Four, but they just forgot the rest of the movie needs to be exciting.
Yeah. Great origins. I mean, it on paper, I was so excited about that because I liked Chronicle, and I was stoked on this gritty reboot, and then I think Miles Teller was on fire around that time.
Yeah, he was very clear as I'm doing the Ultimate Fantastic Four, so people knew what they were getting into. Yeah. It wasn't like he was going into some uncharted territory, but then he just forgot to include the rest of the movie.
Right.
Or it got cut or something, but
that's just forever lost media of a version, Josh Trank's version.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember I saw the movie, and while I was waiting for the trailers to start, when he put out that story disowning it, when he was like, "This is not the movie I wanted to make.
Yeah,
this is not the movie I set out to make."
So there was a great version, but he was still bitter after that. He had to take that tweet down.
I mean,
yes, it is Black Loki. It is.
Brent is struggling right now.
I'm squirming in my seat. My back is aching. My eyes are burning from just the heat, and it's hot. And I want to turn my air conditioning on because it's so warm in here. But it's like, Anyway, all right, guys, let's call it out. All right. With that, thanks again.
Oh wait.
No. All right, good night, everybody.
Later, guys.
Later, guys. Thank you.